you're over Yahuwah, you're going to hear all of his word, you're going to come to him. Isn't that right? And what you going to do? The same thing happened with Adam. Isn't that right? The part of him that was of Yahuwah, he had to come when he called him. Isn't that right? He admitted he was here, but what you going to do when you hear the word, though? He had to come out. And not only that, he had to step up, he had to confess it. Isn't that right? That man said, I hear myself because I was naked. Isn't that right? That man confessing. That's how I knew what he done. So you must have ate of the ox I told you not to eat of. So that gal you gave me, she gave it to me and I did eat. Isn't that right? So I tell you, that's the part I appreciate about Mr. Yahuwah, the fact that he gives us an opportunity to get it right. You know, a lot of times people don't consider that. They just look at what they go through and how they're suffering. But I assure you, whatever your situation is, it can sure be worse than this. That man got a bag full of situations. He got some stuff that people ain't even ready for. You don't even want. You couldn't even fathom it. But when it come on you, it's yours. You got to deal with it. Sometimes you see people in their situation, you say, well, they some type of unique person. That's their situation. Might see somebody in a wheelchair, might see somebody blind, might see somebody amputee, or might see somebody in the hospital on life support or whatever it might be. You say, well, just try to get your mind off of it because it ain't your situation. You just keep living. It can become your situation. Old people you find those situations, life in prison or whatever it might be, or loss or tragic death in their family, whatever it is, you just keep living. That'll be your situation after a while. You'll be one of them people staying at the hospital, living in the waiting room. Y'all seen them family? Hey, y'all ever seen people like before in the hospital, big mama in the hospital, or somebody, a granny in the hospital, the whole family, they stay at the hospital. That's for COVID. They'll give them a whole waiting room to themselves. They have sleeping bags and bringing chicken and all kind of stuff now. After a while, big mama, big dad, and them passed on, you gotta get your stuff and keep moving. This set up for another family now. This ain't the last time that waiting room will be used, and it wasn't the first time before you got them. Whatever your situation is, you can complain and mama ground if you want to. I assure you, it can be a whole lot worse when he wanted to be. It's just a matter of how he feels. That's what we do. We serve under the leisure, under the orders, under the pleasure of Mr. Yahuwah. However he see fit, whenever he see fit, that's when he'll relieve you. Isn't that right? If he see fit that he want to make it hard press on you, that's the his pleasure. He got a reason. Now you got to sit down and try to figure it out. Isn't that right? Try to rationalize why he got you going through and what have I done for this to happen to me, and what is he trying to get? What he's trying to get to me to manifest for him. So it's a lot of things he put out. That's why it's tool for us to make sure that we keep ourselves in conversation with him, make sure we're in relationship with him, because he got situations for all of us. Whether you want them or not, he got them. People don't ask for it. I think they said it was a 3-car accident. I'm sure those people didn't plan that when they got up that morning to leave. They'd be on I-20 slung around or wherever it might happen. But Mr. Yahuwah, to his pleasure, he saw fit that was going to happen. And nobody was going to change it. Now, they can go back and somebody can try to reassess it and say what could have happened if somebody signaled, if somebody just got the way, if somebody got off the phone, had somebody paid attention. I can assure you that was to Mr. Yahuwah's discretion. He saw fit for you to make it here, and you weren't a part of that accident, were you? That's why you don't want to mumble and grumble when you see something, because it can easily be you. Whatever the situation is, it can be you. Hello? I think a lot of times we don't consider that. We've been living for a good little while, I guess, now for a few minutes. So it's easy, I guess, for us to feel like, you know, certain things are owed to us. You know, certain things are just, you know, an allowance to us. The man don't owe none of us nothing. We are the debtors. When we palau, when he asked Yahushua, his Shalakim, asked him to teach him how to palau, he said, oh, and when you palau, make sure you ask him to tell you, scratch that debt off. You in the hole, nigga. Ask the man to forgive you this day your debt. You have a debt with Mr. Yahuwah. That's why I'm here. I couldn't pay mine. I just asked him, could I work it off? Some people think they're stacking up enough money, they're going to pay him off. I can't. I just told him, let me work mine off. My bill was too high. I seen that bill. I said, I ain't got that. Can I work it off? I don't know about the rest of y'all. What y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to pay it off in cash? Who in here got the credit card? They're going to swipe for it and get it off. Well, you better try to get on one of them work release programs he got then. After you pay your debt off, he got to let you go. That part is tourism. At a period of time, he got to come home and forget a debt if I work. Ain't that right? If I work right, the book, I got to hold him to his book. Ain't that right? I'm working till I pay my debt. But see, a lot of y'all ain't got no debt because in your mind, you feel like you hadn't done nothing to deserve nothing you're going through, and I assure you, you have. You living. All you got to do is deserve what you're getting to be living. Isn't that right? And it all come out for a reason. I mean, you think about it. This man picked everybody's situation for whatever reason it is. Whether you born and raised by your mother and your father, or single parents, or a grandparent, or an aunt, or an uncle, or a foster parent, or however it's done. Mister, who will see fit for that situation to happen? How many of y'all were raised up by foster parents and not your parents? One. How many of y'all were raised by grandma? You were raised by foster parents? By grandparents? They see fit. How many of y'all were raised with both parents? How many of y'all were raised with one parent? How many of y'all were raised with no parent? See, all those situations, how much you will see fit. Some people were raised by aunts and uncles. Just depends, however he see fit. I just learned to appreciate. I know whatever he give you is for a reason. And a lot of times we try to look at, but for me, think about when you born, you hadn't done nothing. He needs somebody to go through and be an example. Somebody got to come along and be a forerunner. Somebody that can break the monotony. You know, everybody get molested, everybody who parents on drugs, everybody, when I say everybody, majority of them, that's something they can't ever break, so they hold that for their failures. So he got to have somebody wasn't raised by their parents, they can use, well, if I ain't have my parents, I ain't have my dad home, I ain't have my mama. You know what I mean? People weren't raised by their mother and their father, and they still come out and become productive and still serve Yahuwah without murmuring and grumbling. We can see her docile. She was raised by her uncle, Mordaki. Yahuwah set her up and let her put her on a pinnacle seat and put her, and she was instrumental in our delivery. See, you don't know why your situation is sometimes. It's for you to come through and do something different. You know, this is the thing we got to do. If you're going to break the monotony of, you know, the single parent home or the failures they have, you know, pretty much they always blame single parent for whatever failure kids make. That's not always the case. In a lot of cases, not. A lot of times kids just want to find something they can attach themselves on and blame somebody for. A lot of it's your choices that you make. A lot of things are your choice. We know society put things out here against you. It's choices you make. These kids have grown up well-mannered, well-educated, well-productive in a single-parent home. And it gave them the drive. It motivated them to have a drive to make sure they broke that cycle. And they appreciated the fact of that mother or that father or that grandparent that raised them, and they came up to be productive parents. But a lot of y'all just find shit to just find stuff to blame on. All of us got stuff that scars in our lifetime. It's all about how you're going to wear it. Yeah. It's all about how you're going to use it. It's like if you get a mark on your body. It's something to remember. It's there, but you ain't looking at it all the time, are you? Life moves on. You heal. You have to. Then you have to be able to take your life and learn experience and use it where you can help further other people. Because people, I mean, it's a norm or normacy for some people to use things for covers or use things for excuses. You know, and that's piss poor. I mean, what you don't like, I tell you time, change it. Change it. You don't like it, change it. To sit around and cry and complain and pout about it fixes what? I don't do that. People feel sorry for the wild out of fire. People don't give a shit about you. People like, hey, you stuck in your own derision. You have to break your own psychosis in order for you to be different. Y'all know that? I'm telling you, a lot of us, we self-inflict pain ourselves. We self-inflict excuses to ourselves. You do. That's what you're going to do with it. We all got sad spots, bad spots in our life. Shit, we had records. You'll hear it'll skip, bad spot. Hell, ain't throw the record away. You rub some alcohol on so you can get it played. Hell, let it jump past that spot and play the rest of it. Who remember that? Every time just get a little money, you throw the damn record right away. Then you let it play to get that spot. When you get that spot, move the needle. That's what you do in your life. When you get that spot, move the needle. You can't throw everything away. You can't say that you don't let it keep sitting there. You got to move the needle. It was that time you had something, you had to move the needle. I need a little bump. That thing keep moving. That's how life is. Bump it. Hello? Bump it. What y'all scared of? Ask yourself, why do you keep yourself locked in a prison of your mind? Prisons of your past. A lot of stuff will hurt you over time. It'll just eat away and gnaw away to it destroy you. Take your life, your history, the things you've gone through, and build yourself a better person. I heard a lot of y'all cry and whine about stuff and complain about stuff and find that this, that. You can't change it. All you can do is make sure you break that cycle. You be that difference. You be that person that set that example. You be that person that break away from it so somebody else can stop using it to hold for an excuse. Now people, I messed up one time. I can never be right again. Hell, everybody done messed up before. Not a person living hadn't done messed up. Even when Solomon, when he plotted Yahuwah concerning our concession and the berith that he made with us, he told Elohim when we got put to the worst and when we commit Qatar. You ain't gonna believe what he told him. He said, because it ain't nobody ain't done it. He made sure he laid that on the table. He said, because it ain't no man that hand commit Qatar. At first, go ahead and establish that. It ain't no man hand commit Qatar. He wanted every situation just about you can go when it come to us. We got put to the worst, the locusts, and all these things come in, devoured the land. He put it all up. He even put it there if we couldn't get back. First off, he made the commitment in that place. He must have considered we subject to get put out of him. What if they just turn back toward this place? See, that was for us. Let me tell you, every opportunity has been allowed for us. All the allowances have been made to cover everything we got to do. I remember one time, first house I ever built. Someone here, who's saying it? You saying, yeah, first house I built. I mean, they had gave me a $42,000 allowance. I said, for what? They said, well, when you build it, you typically gonna have some stuff that you're gonna want to do, and we just kind of attach that to the loan. I said, I don't need that. I said, what I'm getting that's more than enough what I need. You ain't gonna believe it. I used up all that damn allowance. Man, we got there, first thing they went and hit that land, they started digging, boom. I said, they hit that thing, I said, well, they said, man, we done hit a rock. I'm like, okay. I'm like, the problem. They said, well, the rock the size of an F-150 pickup truck. I said, the size of a pickup truck? Man, look here. We had to get Homeland Security, ATL, I think a GBI out there, had to use explosive to blow it up. Listen, every piece of explosive had to be accounted for. We had every damn body on scene to count every piece of explosive. They said every piece that don't blow up at $300 an hour to go down there and get it. I let every damn thing blow in there they got. Blow the damn house the kingdom come, as far as I was concerned. $300 an hour to go get every piece of explosive that don't go. So there was allowances already made, because they knew when you go in, something happened that you don't consider, certain things that you don't actually could deem happening, but things happen in life, so you make allowances. Go ahead and count in your life that some things gonna happen. Okay? Y'all saw how hot it was out there today? You ain't gonna believe it. It rained later. Somebody was so hot they couldn't possibly see rain coming from nowhere and threw away their umbrella. It's coming. Those allowances you make. Know some things gonna happen in your life. Some things gonna come. Make allowances for it, so you can cover it when it comes. That's the purpose of serving Yahuwah, making allowances for whatever situation come up. Ain't it right? Critical, light, whatever it is, he'll cover it. Y'all got it? But see, when you live your life that though nothing's going to happen and everything is dandy, they call it, then you know what? When the failure come, when the situation come, the critical situation come, that's when you crash, that's when you fall, that's when you burn out. People will play with you for a little while. I can shoot you out the while. People cut you off. Nobody want to be bothered with that shit. People got their own problem. I like to be flat with y'all. Y'all know that? People pay. Let me see for us how about that. That man just, he that boo-hooing just gone, be like, man, all right, man, this, man. It's all right, it's all right, that's all right. This shit haven't been a week now. You all right, come on. This shit here about a month now. You good? You still down there. But yeah, all right, ain't nothing we can do for him. Nobody gonna stay with you forever. That's life. That's life. Let me tell you something. You got to build yourself in life and build yourself up to just realize things happen in life. And much of we don't like to, like people say, I hear people say, I don't watch the news because I don't like to watch the negative stuff. So shit don't happen. Okay? I don't know. I love those people. The news. Oh, I don't watch the news. Too much negativity. So these are people that like living lives. So when critical things happen, they crash. They get rid of TV. They don't want to watch social media. I don't watch some of that shit just. Like Instagram, that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I ain't asked for none of that shit on my phone. I strolled through, I seen so much shit. I said, I've been here way too long. Way too. I strolled out that damn thing. I was just strolling out of this shit. Man, I said, man, I don't have time to watch that shit, man. Whatever you don't send me that Instagram, you don't waste your time. I don't have time. I just remember a lot of stuff. That shit for losers. All right, that's all I want to. Flat, I'm on that too, man. I don't have time to watch all that shit, man. Them people ain't got nothing. I think your ass sick. You see I'm making that shit, you ain't got nothing else to do with your life. You doing some dumb shit. What are you trying to get these people to do? These people don't give a damn about you out here. These people that watch you for the wrong reasons. Then you got stupid ass folks sitting down, they'll watch you pick places where you pick up something from me and track you down and kill you. These people sick out here, man. These people sick. Your ass be playing around here. These people these folks know how to home in on your ass. She be talking about, do you want to share your location? No, because you're going to get somebody killed. Hell, you want to know where I'm at for? That's your damn business. Share your location. With who? Ain't no damn retard. I don't know what retard. Who does some shit like that? Go tap in no damn phone. Talking about share your location. I don't know what they got going on. I hear some of them here. Somebody might be looking for me. Like, cut your damn throat. You better leave these people alone out here. I don't be talking to no stranger, man. I'm still old school. You don't talk to strangers. I know you to walk, man. We to walk to school. Maybe parents, they'll ride beside us. Me and my sister be walking. They'll ride. They say, hey, they say, it's cold. They say, y'all want to ride? Man, we ain't looking them down for. You see them folks that come out, never would look at them people, just keep walking. They be riding slow. They be like, y'all want to get in the car, walk around? Me and my sister just be walking. We just like this straight ahead. Keep going. Then they just drive out. They get the message. They realize their parents are told don't talk to strangers. I damn sure want to get in there, though. I started being like, if you're a good kidnapper, you take me straight where I'm supposed to go, I jump my ass in there with you. I can't take no chances. Some kind of way Henry Gay to find out. But you're like, man, you gotta stay focused. You can't get caught. I know a lot of y'all them social media lights. You just go find one of them things. It is, I'm telling you, I look through that, I seen some of that stuff. Some of that shit, I said, boy, it's a whole lot of waste of time. It's a lot of people that ain't got nothing to do with their life. And social media came out, none of these people think they came out their shit. I know you wasn't shit before you got on him. I see what you're doing on here. I know you wasn't shit. Because I tell you, man, I won't waste my time like some of that stuff. Like, I put that message out. I be trying to tell people about life. Some of that stuff they're doing, it's not even worth the time. I don't TikTok and all this other shit they be doing. Man, get y'all a life. Get you a life. Learn how to socialize. Some of these people don't even know how to damn communicate. They sit here with a mirror and get the damn thing, they talk to their phone. You know what? You don't know your phone looking at you. Know what your phone saying? That's who. That's who. I was trying to tell y'all now. You gotta be watching people. There's a lot of crazy people out here in the world. Y'all don't know. These folks tap in on your ass. You tap back and hit the wrong stuff. These folks come find you now. These people sick out here. I know they thinking now. They think, oh, you think so? They homing in on y'all ass out there now. Y'all got it? You got some people on that stuff. I seen like people ain't got shit going, ain't got a job. They on LinkedIn. They ain't even looking for no employment. Man, that's a professional site of people business. They gonna link. I be gonna link in for contact. What you do? Shit. Hand me your phone here. I'll slam it to the damn ground myself. Get your ass out the way. I saw these folks going, getting other folk face, Will Smith face on everybody's damn social media site. These folks got all these other folk face, all this shit. I just don't get this stuff. I don't know, who are you? I'm like they told Clayton Bishop, show your face. Show your face. What's the mask for? Because you know these people they had to go on the cover of somebody else because they can't come out with who they are. I never go on them site and try to fake nobody else's face. Hell, I try to be Jamal Bryant. Little big nose ass. I'm a man. Identify yourself. You don't like that. I just come from a different class of people. I don't know. We just did stuff different. You were who you was. Who else you gonna be? Now, I was a kid, you was a superhero or something like that. You grown ass man. You can't be that stuff now. You got to put that stuff up. Show your face. Who are you? You got to shame your face. Hell, don't wear it. Go peel it off. Put it back in the toilet. That tight, ain't it? Did I just say something I didn't say something I said something? You look like shit. I think I saw a putty cat. Now, I'm for people being real with themselves. Be real with yourself. Don't be living no lies. Be you, but be the best you. Not some people say, I am. No, you're not the best you. Isn't that right? Be the better of yourself. Y'all got it? Anything you see you want to change about yourself, that don't take away from your character. If it's a good deformity and you getting rid of it, and it's a bad deformity and you change it to something good, that's a better you. Some people don't change that. They fat, oh, I don't want to change that, because then I won't be myself. No, that you'll make it light on everybody. Hello? That's it. Make it light on yourself. Whatever you don't like, change it. People say, I'm good. I don't want to change never myself. See, you got these type of people. You got people holler, they'll lie to themselves. See, people are very convincing to themselves. They'll try to tell themselves, oh, I'm happy myself. I ain't got to try to change, please you. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with themselves. They just do that because it's the lazy effect. It gives you a reason to make an excuse. You try to blame other people. Change some things about yourself. It don't have to be that major or drastic. Change something about yourself for the better. Always work on making something better about yourself. And you feel better about yourself. You should. You shouldn't ever stop growing. We don't ever reach perfection. Just like we come here, we come to get more information. Our goal is to get to utopia. We're not there yet. So along the way, just like you'll do when you hear the word when it comes, you'll hear something. And when you do, make that change when you hear it. Don't procrastinate with it. Make other changes you want to make. People say, you know what I'm going to start doing next month, this winter, this summer. Like people lose weight, they always wait till the spring comes. Now you done sat around and ate the shit out yourself all winter. You think, I believe you finna jump into sometime. Then it's too hot. I'm gonna wait till it cool off. That's winter. Now it's too cold to do something. Now you right back around the fat summer. Swole up winter. You just keep rolling through all these seasons change, and ain't nothing changing. Stop making excuses for yourself. Do little small things. Don't try to do nothing drastic. I ain't talking about run here, get all these crazy ass weight loss. I'm trying to lose 150 pounds. You need to get a surgery or get something cut off your body. That's a lot of damn weight to try to lose 150 pounds. That's a whole nother human being. Y'all know that? That's a Michael Jackson. That's a Michael Jackson and a Tupac Shakur forearm. Y'all know that? Okay, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Hello? Are y'all human? They're telling people the truth. What do y'all want to change? I ask y'all, tell me somebody here, tell me something you want to change about yourself. What you want to change? Your spending. Hell, that ain't hard. Dave, take a pocketbook. That ain't hard. Who else they got? What you want to change? Let me ask you a question. Why you want to change it? You don't spend responsible. See, you recognize it. See, now you recognize it. Now what you do, you make change. You look at what point do you say enough is enough. So you make the decision of this is why I say enough is enough. That's an easy change. Because if you recognize at the end, I want to change my spending because I don't do it responsibly, then you start looking at what point, because it won't be every purchase. It'll just be I'm doing it too much or to an excess. So you start looking at when you're saying stop. Then you start looking at needs and wants. It's fine to get things you want. You want to make sure you first take care of things you need. And sometimes when you get wants, you have to discipline yourself. This is life. You know how many people fall out and pout like kids when they stop getting what they want? So you start setting things for yourself to realize, when do I cut my wants off? That makes sense? Yeah, you can do it. Everything you want to change about yourself, you got the power to do it. It's just reasoning. It's just rationalizing. When? I give people a logic on spending. I said, when I spend, I buy something, I need to be making some money. I need to be able to replace, or I made the money for it to do it. If I just spend and nothing coming in, then I'm going to lose. You can have a lot of stuff you just get and you'll just have it and you do nothing with it. So now just wait, you just clutter things in your life that's not needful. Just like sometimes certain people and certain things in your life, it's just not needful, they just clutter. I go through some stuff, so I'm gonna get rid of stuff, go through it. I ain't never wore it yet, hell, I ain't gonna wear the thing, but it's a reason to come up behind it. I don't never know though. As soon as I get rid of it, I wind up needing it. I ain't gonna need it, I ain't need it this long, I ain't gonna need it later. Go ahead and do it. But you just realize that you can get things that after a while, things become a clutter, they'll get in your way. So sometimes you can be the person seeing your own obstacles in your way. See, it's good to be able to identify why you do certain things. You don't need no pill. Sit down and think about it. Who else got something they want to change? What you got? Wait. Let me see for a second. Go set your narrow ass down somewhere. Ain't nothing wrong with you, gal. What, you want to be fat?
I'm getting fat.
You getting fat? Damn nut right now. Yeah, that wasn't no goobers. Yeah. How fat you think you getting?
I'm at
179. That's a good way. They help you out. You ain't never been there. You need to be there. You want to start kind of filling out. Because they help you out. Because you run like a Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, you did. So that way to help you with you. She run like that. She be, so I think she gets some weight. The Tyrannosaurus fall off of her. Now, you know what? You want to kind of have yourself. Because, I mean, time set in. You ain't going to ever be just the same weight. But metabolism slow down, so now you just look at a control. You can hold the weight at a certain pace. As you get older, metabolism slows down, different things happen. You can lose you want to. You don't want to be that little narrow ass you was, though. That's what Cam said. I read mine too. Somebody that's just second emotion. No, but no, there ain't nothing wrong with you. Just sit your ass down somewhere. What else you got? Who else you got? What you want to do? You want to be a Mexican? It's going to be hard. What you want to change? You don't always be Mexican. And then you can do with that one. What you got you like to change? It's real. Why people like that? You don't have to be afraid. There's nothing wrong with something you want to change about yourself. Nothing. What you want to change?
Learning not to fight every battle. Learning how to respond, not react.
Learning not to fight every battle. Learning how to respond and not react. That more or less kind of go with kind of almost like a phobia. It's a fear of feeling like he has to fight or defend comments or different things like that. And a lot of times that's something internal with self. You look at with self, making that change. Why do you feel like you have to fight? Why do you feel like you have to be reactionary toward comments or questioning? I think that's more the thing that I would look at. Why is it that I feel that way? Do I feel threatened? Do I feel I'm being made to look ignorant or stupid? So all those are things I look at and I would try to consider. And a lot of times what you'll find, a lot of stuff that people have, fear and different things like that, it won't be other people. Sometimes it'll be self or from early learning, like where I was, how I grew up. A lot of it, we had things we grew up, we done, or we went through, and we'll feel like I got that all my life. I've been fighting all my life. You had that one period of time you fought, so you made everything else your battle now. And because of that, you ever heard people say, I've been fighting all my life. You tell me your whole damn life you've been fighting. Impossible. Impossible. You know what I'm saying? But you can take things from when things happen to you in a trauma or in your life, and you'll tend to feel like it's always there. Or if it's a person, just hypothetically, if Riley was a bully to me, I felt like I battled Riley a lot, I'll distinctly start looking at people sometime maybe as Riley. That makes sense? When Riley should have been a thing of the past. I should have moved past that and gravitated towards something different. But a lot of times we'll carry those old woes and battles and fights, and we'll take them on out through later years of living, and they come back and be a hurt to us. What you think about that? Doc said that's all right. It is. I mean, I've done some of everything. You can fight I tried to fight the whole world. That's why I know I've tried to fight the whole world. Because you just feel like it's me, and it wasn't ever me. I'm out here by myself. I wasn't by myself. I got to fight the world, and that damn world wasn't trying to fight me. It's just us. A lot of times, it's hard for people to sound and deal with. A lot of times, you are the cause of a lot of your problems. Because you'll make people, you'll see people a certain way, and people are really not thinking. Like somebody, everybody just laugh for a second. All right, stop. I knew y'all were laughing at me. I knew it. People always laughing at me. And just hypothetically, just like it would be in life, because of your own fears, because your own insecurity sometimes, you'll take things you assume, you'll put yourself through a lot of hurts. If you don't learn how to kind of navigate through life, it's just like with a ship. You can't just leave a ship because it's open water by itself. It has to constantly, they let the ship just self-propel. Someone has to stay here and navigate to make sure we safely get to our destination. You got sonars, other things you're using, because there are things that's undetected to the eye that's underneath, and this ship is designed to pick these things up in order to get across this voyage and get you where you got to go. Then you have to learn how to set yourself the same way. I tell you that, learn how to navigate. It's things you go around. Why are we going a long way? For your safety. And you got to learn how to do the same thing. You ain't the only person in that water. Ships collide sometimes because people get comfortable and feel like, hey, the Exxon Valdez, you remember that crash in the 80s? Yeah. Dumbass, he out here in the ocean, you wide open ocean, dumbass done hit something. Because he was comfortable and felt like, what could I possibly hit? Hell, the land? Remember the guy in Italy? He was sitting here, he wanted to take the other guy by there so he could see his family, and rode too close to the damn, y'all remember that? And the damn ship capsized over, the captain got off of it first. They charged it. Y'all ever heard the old saying? The captain go down with the ship. They charged him for that. Y'all know that, right? Yeah. Oh, he got his ass off that ship. I don't blame him. And he need to go to jail. Tell him, go, wow, well, I'm not finna lose my damn job trying to run you by nowhere. But he did it. Cost some people some lives. And that's what you have to start looking at, how to navigate. Everybody should go through periodically, and you should examine yourself. Just like even coming, looking at, why are you here? What are you trying? Some of y'all come, here, you've been doing it for a while, so it's kind of like what they call second nature. Is that what they call that? Is that what they call it, second nature life? I don't want to become just a second nature. I want to become a part of your life. You'll be surprised how many things you do and you forget the validity of it, the reasoning of it, the rationale of why you coming or why you do it. Even with Zamar, when people do it, sometimes people forget what you're actually doing it for and why you're doing it. Just say something. Start getting like street people. There needs to be a purpose behind what you're doing. Even the book said that everything is a purpose. It tells you it's a time to live and a time to die. It's also a time to cry, a time to weep, and a time to laugh. It's a time to mourn. Do y'all know he said, people don't like talking about that. Why would he tell you there's a time for that? Hello? Wow. Then Shaul came along and told you to be instant in season and out of season. Sometimes when people laughing, you got to cry. That's not season. It's a time for laughter, right? Yes, sir. So guess what? Regardless of the season, it's time to cry. You still got to be in the same situation. You have to be molded to where you're working with the nature of Elohim. See, all these things, they got seasons. They got times. You don't go get no watermelon from Georgia, no dip or no winter. It's got a time, right? But then Shaul said he had to be instant in season and out of season. Y'all got it? Kind of like they got trees they call evergreens. You know what the purpose of that for? Then you know that. Regardless of what the season is, it don't change. That's how I know Elohim remain the same. Hello? A lot of these other trees, they give up their leaves. They give them up. It's a season for it. They get rid of them. Don't look for no pottery, I don't do it. Elohim shall remain the same. Hello? Yes, y'all have seen them evergreen trees? Yes, no matter what the season is, they don't change. And Yahuwah said, I'm Yahuwah. I change not. So when he told you to be instant in and out of season, what are we going to correlate that with? That's right. So it's important for you to go through and look at just how your life really patterns up. Like some of y'all, a lot of y'all in your own derision. A lot of y'all probably, I'm going to say when I say a lot of y'all probably, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably at least 20 of y'all. You got your own derision. You kind of put yourself, you kind of make your own you make your own way hard. Kind of similar to Yasharal. You know, the hard thing with Yasharal, what the company grips with, when you sit down and look at everything Yasharal suffered, Yehuda, it was self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted. They suffered nothing else. It was self-inflicted. Can you imagine that? Self-inflicted. They actually caused it on themselves. And he kept trying to, he said, why would you do this to your own hurt? You know what I'm going to do to you when I catch you. You know what I'm going to do when I come back to recompense you for it? And they will still do it anyway. Do you not know that's a lot of our story? A lot of us inflict our own hurt on ourselves. When you know what the Torah tells you and you understand how it's designed and what it's designed to do, it's designed for life. It's actually designed for life. Y'all know that? It's designed for life. But for whatever reason, we go against life. Hello? It determines it to do nature, so does Elohim. He determines to do. So you understand, and when you get outside of what he establishes, then you actually just cut yourself away from life. If we don't start to understand it in a simplistic manner, we just keep faltering. I see people, they blame stuff on why relationships don't happen. They blame everything else. Oh, well, nobody don't want the truth. They the only damn person on the earth want the truth. You know that? I have the only members, they are the only people want the truth. How could you be so damn clowntastic? That's just crazy. Why would you think you are the only person who want the truth? That's crazy. A lot of time for people, it's not that people don't want it, they just can't get people to give it to them without some kind of additives attached to it, some strings attached to it, some kind of hidden agenda to it. People want the truth. They don't get enough people to tell it to them. They can't find enough people willing to stand with it. And you ought to be truthful with yourself first. Hello? Anybody else got something they want to change? It's good. Everybody else is normal. They just tell you how many people tell lies. I am to believe that all the rest of y'all are good with yourselves. There's nothing you want to change. Hold on, I got somebody there. Who you got? I got you. What you want to change? Please let me be your driver. Overthinking. When you say overthinking, what's your analysis or your definition to you of overthinking? What do you see as overthinking, basically?
Taking situations and making them bigger, or the way that I think is kind of chaotic. It's all over the place. So I kind of just run with however my mind goes. I don't prioritize and then just go based off 1, 2, 3. So whatever I got first, that's kind of where I go with.
Well, sometimes people might call overthinking when people are cautious, like you saying, magnifying situations. You know, a magnifying glass could be used to enlarge something so you can see it clearly. Sometimes it's good to take situations before you react on them, and you kind of learn to consult. Learn to consult just to see kind of how you measure, how you weigh things. Because there's no every situation the same. So some situations will kind of weigh to be kind of dramatized a little more effort is put behind it. It's more critical than some other situation. So sometimes what you might be saying, overthinking, it might depend on the situation. So I wouldn't just say I'm an overthinker unless I use the same conclusion for every decision I make. Some situations do cause you to have to think about it more intensely, put a little more drive behind it because it's that critical. Some things is really not that serious. But just to be precaution or take precaution to make sure you don't make bad decisions on small things, which prepare you for bigger things, you might put more time in it. So I wouldn't depend on how, if I had a direct situation, I wouldn't necessarily say, sometimes we say shit because people say shit. And sometimes things aren't always overthinking. Like I said, like a magnifying glass, it's used to enlarging things so you can see it clearly. Right? So you might intensify it or blow it up a little more so you can make sure of the decision you're going to make is the right decision. So bounce it off of somebody. I tell them sometimes, let's throw it against the wall. Let's see if it sticks. That's all you got to do. No, y'all don't be afraid of sometimes you have a decision about something. They're putting on a shoe. Hell, you done went, you taking 5 and 6 hours putting on a shoe. And hell, just go barefooted. But you know what I'm saying? But don't let that, because sometimes we'll tend to take definition other people give us, and we'll tend to live by other people's standards. Sometimes that's just the way we are. And you can't, what we call normal is based off of a few people, and that's their criteria. Just because you don't do something the exact way a certain number of people do, that does not make you abnormal. First of all, what makes these people normal? You know, if you're trying to put your shoe on your head, let's not have a second thought about it. Your ass is crazy. Okay? Your ass is crazy. You need to be down there at Foot Locker somewhere, trying on some more hats. But don't let people drive you off into making you think that you have something because you don't think the way somebody else think, or you think on something a little longer. I mean, that's your makeup. Don't get rid of you. Let me say this. Make changes without getting rid of who you are. If it's the worst of you, if it's the hurt of you, you know what I'm saying, that holds you back, get rid of it. But don't get rid of the essence of who you are. That's just how I'm made up to. I think about things a certain way. I don't want to make bad decisions. So if that's the choice and that's the reasoning why, then that's how you do things. That's not necessarily a bad thing. What you think about that, dog? Anybody else? Kim, I'm in charge. Is it about you looking at my money when I pull it out?
Well, I'll skip to that later.
No, go ahead. He said that later on. He said, I want to fix everything. That's who he is. What you like, Sean?
I think I have a fear of putting a whole bunch of effort into something and it not working. I feel like that's holding me back in life.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That can happen with people. I wouldn't get rid of that. Because let me tell you what people don't realize. Fears can also help you. Like you hear people say, I remember one time, Boogie, he sings a song, he said, ain't no fear. They had to clear up what he was saying. He was saying, ain't no fear here. The ruach of fear. I thought he was saying he didn't have no fear. And I just said, wow. I just said, wow, that's tight. You don't have any fear. That means nothing scares you. You need fear. And rah! See that? You know, something wrong with you. You get checked. But at risk, because your body was alert. You didn't know if a danger, something happened. Fear can be good. When we use fear to keep us from doing things that advance. It's just like if anything you do that's new that you haven't done, there should be some fear. Because that hesitance, that fear can also be an alertness to make you be more careful versus just diving all in and then getting the hurts. So that's not always a bad thing about having that. It's an alertness because if something came that was traumatic or something that kind of mesmerized, well, I wouldn't say mesmerized, that kind of, I felt damaged me. Then I want to be careful if I feel like I put a lot into it. So I want to be a little more careful when I start to kind of get myself into things or do things because I don't want to do that. Like that song, who's saying, I don't want to fall? You saying that I don't want to fall? So let me ask you a question. Why you say you didn't want to fall? I could pick that up from the Zamar. You keep saying that, please don't let me fall. Please don't let me fall. Usually, I pick up what people saying, see, I don't want to fall. Because he was saying, because I don't want to do that again. Where it put me, where it hurt me. So there's going to be a hesitancy on certain things. He feel like, I don't want to be in that position. When I feel like I'm getting close or near to that, draw back. I don't want to do it because I don't want to fall. You got what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that'll hold you back. And sometimes people say, you're going to miss some good things. Sometimes the gamble is I wouldn't want to take a chance at making another big hurt or putting myself out into something. I'd rather be a little more cautious till I feel like it's safe enough for me to do it. Again, that's not a bad thing in a lot of cases. Sometimes people tell you, sometimes people do hold themselves back. Sometimes that fear, that alert, it can help you. You know what I'm saying? So certain things maybe try a little something outside of what you do and just see how it works and see if it's comfortable. Got what I'm saying? And just see if it comes so you can see whether or not am I kind of overly putting myself in protective mode when I can kind of release some. You got what I'm saying? But on something where you can still get back out, or if you did, it doesn't cost you a big loss. That makes sense? Gotcha. Yeah, but certain things about yourself, certain stuff that we'll want to change, certain things keep. Certain things you keep. Anybody else? You say you want to learn how to speak English? He's the only way. He's like, no, I don't want English. No. What you think about?
Learn to love myself.
Learn to love yourself? The first thing I would say is with learning to love yourself is to first find out what about yourself you don't like. Before I would try to love myself, first I would examine myself. I told y'all one time before, write down the things about yourself. It is. People, I've heard people say that before, and even I want to learn how to love myself. Then you want to go, first of all, to find out what is it about yourself that'll make you not fully love yourself. Because we have things about ourselves. We say, I don't like this. I hate I be lying. I hate I disappoint. I hate I do this. I hate I always fail. I hate. So let's go over those things. You know, for ourselves, go over those things that we don't like about ourselves. Then let's work to eliminate them. Not all at one time. Let's go through and do process of elimination. So we get rid of, because once we get rid of things we hate, there's no reason for us not to. What these people do, get in the mirror and tell yourself, I love myself. Okay, you just recited something, you repeated. You just proved you're a damn good parakeet. Let's put down the things about ourselves that we don't like. Anybody have things about this that they don't like? I said, like, look at that pinky. Damn, I hate that thing. Now, I ain't gonna cut the damn thing off. Now, I can get it fixed on $100, I'll get it to you now. If it's gonna be over $100 and I'm gonna be down for some weeks, me and this thing gonna be fine. So learn this. Certain things like this, you learn to live with. It does not make me, now, why would I learn to live with it when I don't like it? It doesn't take away from who I am. Nobody looks at me and comes straight to me looking, where that finger at? So a lot of the things, some things that we hate about ourselves, I'm just saying, being honest, people don't even notice it until you bring it to light. So there'll be a lot of things we'll put an effort into to get rid of, and we'll try to get, and it's not a thing with people. It's your own thing. Ooh, I just know everywhere I go, even when I don't go places, I can tell people no. How the hell you don't go somewhere and people know? Because we'll we'll put things in there and we'll use them and they'll become our holds. You have to stop letting things hold you back. Certain things, like certain fears, yes, you need fear. Everybody needs fear. Fear is so important that when Yahuwah appeared to us, the first thing he wanted was fear. He said, I want fear first. Because how many of y'all afraid of heights? I'm talking about real afraid of heights. How many of y'all let me take y'all up on the top of the Eiffel Tower and start playing pushing you off? Why not? Tell me why. Somebody give me a reason. Makes sense. Makes sense. Why? Tell me it makes sense. You don't fall in the dark. Give me something. What about all y'all people had your hand up? Why not? Why? Yours said because she couldn't take care of Wilbur? Is that your only reason? No, I'm curious. Why wouldn't y'all? He said because he might fall in the dark. What's the rationale for somebody else? Huh? He said here's the same as him. Who got something else? Huh? So what? Yeah. If I put you up that high place, a place you push you off, it's the unknowns. There are knowns, and there are things that we don't know that we know we don't know. You feel more comfortable on land than being out the water. Rudy, I don't know. How do we get in the water? Rudy, all I want to say is I love you. I don't know if nobody told you that. Listen, I love you. No. Hold on. It's the dome. Being that high. You're on the ground. You straight. You can maintain. High. Unknown. Yeah, don't stay safe. I got him. Stay right here with us. We all gonna be together. Don't you try to leave. When you get ready to go to your car, we going with you. No, because there are known knowns. There are things that we know we know. And there are things that are unknowns that we know we don't know, that we know. Malcolm, do me a favor, come put your name on the board right there. And that's one of my, listen, you ain't gonna get a finer fella. So when Malcolm had to put his name on the board, where are we at right now? How many of y'all know Malcolm is one of the most humble, I ain't had a day, where's it at, man? Oh, here. I'm gonna give you my pen. Thank you, man. Malcolm, you ever had to put your name on that board? No, sir. What the world coming to now? First Yellowstone Park flood, Rudy got the unknowns in the air and in the water, and now Malcolm put his name on the board. See how stuff will change? You never know about yourself. But you're right. See, now the reason why the rest of them didn't give me a comment, because Austin's answer was the answer, just like you said. So everybody has a consensus on because I don't want to fall and die. So why don't we have that same fear when it comes down to Yahuwah word? Because everybody come up with something. Everybody got the same answer, correct? Because you could possibly fall and die. Well, what can happen to you if you're going against Yahuwah word? Not possibly. You're going to die. All right, it's a possibility with me pushing you. You might survive, just might be critically ill or hurt. But we sure of this, that we know you're going to die. You're not going to win that battle. Yet we still play with him. So that means we need to examine ourselves and really see where we at and how do we really see this? Now, I ask y'all this a lot of times before I start trying to teach you something. It doesn't benefit me and it doesn't benefit you for me to teach you something if we see things differently. It really does. It don't benefit. I know people say, typically we've done in the past. Come in, devotion. Y'all remember we had devotion. We used to do devotion and get up and preach and all that. Then we got rid of just come in and just start teaching. But you got to start weighing and start looking, are the people getting better or the people getting worse? So now you have to start asking people, what is it about you that you can change? Anybody got something here they would like to change? I know Chanel, what is it?
Punctuality.
Punctuality?
Yeah, I like everything but here.
Okay.
Sticking to a schedule.
Sticking to a schedule.
And then weight loss. All three of them things.
All three of them things. Weight loss, punctuality, and what you have to look at when you look at punctuality, and I tell these people here the same thing, it's going to be based off of importance. If you weigh things to be important, then you make an effort to make sure you're there to get it done. So now you have to start really looking at how you see things on an importance. For me, I don't weigh everything as being synagogue, but I weigh things basically on me being punctual when I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be a person that, hold to something and keep something. When typically, with me, younger me, that wasn't something I would worry about. I won't worry about if it's a lie. I won't worry about if I failed you. I won't worry about if I let you down. I won't worry about if I hurt you. Hell, that's just life. I got what I wanted, or I'm getting what I want, and that's just how life is. It wasn't even me processing the worrying about that. It's just, okay, you lied to me. Okay, well, in your point, your point. A lie is to do what? To deceive you. That's right. It is an attempt to deceive you. That's the purpose of it. So I try to do it. If I didn't do well at it, I'll work to do better next time. And what I tell you is I try to make sure I don't lie to you again, which means I try to make sure I tell you one that you won't catch me in. So now you want to start looking at how you view things in importance. That's how you want to look at it. How do I view things in importance? If I have an appointment or a time to do something, I want to make it my business to make the preparations to make sure I get there at a certain time. Because that says something about you. Well, everybody, y'all don't see this. I tell people about certain things. A lot of stuff are character flaws, as well as character distinctions. Some stuff people say, that's the type of person they are. When it's a good thing or a bad person, that's just how they are. You want to make sure your character flaws are not what defines you, and your character excellence does, or the essence of you. You got it? So you want to start looking at things saying, when I say to do something or set to do something, it is always my goal to try to do it at excellence. I'll do stuff like, I got two people I work out with. One, I harp, the other one, I don't hate them, but they come in with some nasty comment, don't they, Leon? A lot of hate on it. What is all this for? I just want to lay back and just eat, and I just want to, this is just too much pressure. Why we got, but that's the person. I would not call it just a name, so please don't come me out the service, ask me who this other person is, because I'm not going to tell you. I refuse to tell you. But with doing that, I like to do some stuff I hadn't done. And then that person, the other person whose name I won't call, Justin, will have a problem with it all the time. And I say, but you know what it is? You were able to do it. But I don't like it. Well, I didn't like it. Other person, not you, Justin. Yes, sir. And definitely not you, Leon. So what it is, but in doing that, sometimes when I do that, you know why I do that? because I like challenging myself from time to time and just saying that I like to see if I put my mind to do something I hadn't done, could I do it? Because kind of what you said in there, sometimes you can limit yourself on some things that you really have the ability to do, but you just never tried. You know how you see people do stuff? I say, man, you know, man, they just lucky. Man, they're not. They're just people. Some people, things happen because of time, which they say time and chance. Some things happen to people because they were willing to put that effort in. Everything just like going to the world championship. It's not a given because you're there, you're going to win. Sometimes people's biggest fight is there. And that's why some people don't do it. I'd rather just lose early and go home. I don't want to get up here and then lose, because then they'll use that for the excuse of never, ever trying to excel. Y'all got that? How many of y'all can identify what I just told you? I just rather lose now. I don't want to get all the way to the top and then lose. To me, that's not a waste of time. You've gone as far as you can go. It's good to see where your limitations are from time to time. That makes sense? Y'all ain't gonna believe it. I could do this for a living. Y'all know people pay me to do this. How many of y'all didn't know that people pay me to do this? Raise your hand so I can see it, Valerie. Raise it so I can see it. How many of y'all want to slap the hell out of Valerie? Look at these foreheads. You know why they want to slap the hell out you? This is what I do all the time, Valerie. This ain't nothing new. That's one of them character flaws we finna figure right now. No, we're hard. But no, listen, I'll hardball y'all. And I want you to always feel like you have the opportunity. Whatever you don't like, you can change it. Let it be within reason. And sometimes the things you change, don't let it just be for people. Let it be because that's something you want to do for you. There's nothing wrong with you feeling good about yourself. Don't let people make you think, oh, to me, you prideful. Listen, because you don't give a shit about yourself. I'm not going to drop my self-esteem for you. I just think, you know, you kind of, your person that's so overbearing, it should be more quieter. Look here, you little damn church mouse. I'm not going to come down no damn rabbit hole for you. You don't have to minimize or marginalize yourself. Now, let me say that. You don't have to be disrespectful to people in a way that, you know, like be humble like me. But I just saw a lot of y'all character flaws right there. But no, but don't let people try to shape you and put you down for them. I remember one time I was driving trucks one time, and man, these guys, I had an air conditioner in my truck. They said, you got air conditioner? Oh, man, you just losing. Man, you burnt. I said, I just got my truck. I would not run my air conditioner. I cut that thing off. Man, I'd be sweating my ass. I work all day. Listen, it would be till it get nighttime cool before it finally start feeling a little better and the sun drop, that wind coming in. And one day I was sitting in that line, them trucks so hot, because that heat come from my hand, and it come from the bottom, and it just roll in the truck with you. I was sitting there damn thing, I was so hot, I was sitting in that line. I seen that guy get out of his truck, he on some shorts, some white shoes. His air was dry. He was just, he just looked so cool. He thought that truck looked at him. I reached out, cut that damn thing on. Air started blowing, rolling ones. I said, what the hell was I thinking? Because they air conditioning didn't work. I punish people for that shit. Oh, I ain't let that go. So I'd be sitting in line. I'd be waiting. I see a truck drive beside me. I look. He having one down. I jump out my truck. I walk it up. I said, you know anything about trucks? They back a little something. I said, come on, let me show you something. I take them to the other side of my truck, and it'd be water dripping. I said, my truck dripping water from under here. They said, hey, look, they said, let me see. They said, no, that's not a leak. They said, what, that's your AC. See, what happened, they tell me how the condenser is freezing up and then the water is dripping down. I just look at it, I be looking, I said, oh, that's what it is. They said, yeah. So they go back and I get in my truck. I just hit the horn in the air, I do like, I said, they be like, every time. I wouldn't miss a, listen. They be like, damn it, listen. They get so tight to try to, I bring them all the way around and tell them, I said, leaking water. Now, they be looking, trying to fit. They start explaining to me about AC. I just be looking like, damn, you taught me something. And I get in my truck, let them give it that, I hit that horn air, do like that, like, it's so cold in here. They be like, oh, man. I had to make somebody pay for it. That's me, because I'm that kind of nigga. Somebody had to suffer for all that time I burned. But see, it's good to be with who you are. Be who you are. Now, there's some things I could change. I could have blowed the horn maybe one less time. But they got all that horn. Y'all all right? How many of y'all got something to think about since you heard this? You can do it. There's nothing you can't do within reason. I ain't going to tell you ain't nothing you can't do, period. There has to be a reasoning. Because a man has a limitation on him, there's only so much he gives you to do. Then, let me tell you this. If you change everything about yourself, you wouldn't be you. Your past, everything about your every mistake, your flaws even design or help makes you to a degree. You have to have some weakness. Even with Yahushua, he had some weaknesses about him when he came down here. That's why we was able to accept him. You got a man, hell, nobody can't stop him like Shem Shun. Come on. You got something. There has to be some limitation. There has to be something there. He put certain things outside of our ability for a reason. Otherwise, why would we even look to him? That's why I'm here, because although people say, preacher can do this, preacher know this, preacher done some everything, there's so much preacher can't do, and he did it purposely so preacher will look to him. So don't try to change everything about yourself. Let him do some of it. Even with the changes you make, you look at how does it even help better you with him? Because some changes you make, although it betters you, it pulls you away from him. Now some people became better because they got a better education. They became so smart that just seems stupid. So the better changes you make for yourself, make sure they ain't change that get you away from him. Make sense? See, all this you want to consider, and all this come with time. This ain't something I just come up with. This is something you want to come up with time. Y'all young people, y'all consider it. A lot of stuff I tell y'all remember that y'all come and said, the old man told us. These supposed to tell y'all to him. I tell y'all, give us some years. Y'all come and y'all say, the old man told us, he was right. Time give you this experience. And it's for us, those that had the experience, to pass it back down, to help some of you guys to where y'all don't have to make every decision, every bad decision we made. You guys can come along with less bad decisions in your life. Y'all got less correction toward things, and then you can move straight into where you need to go to. A lot of us, it took a lot of time for some of us to get here because we just kept bouncing off the wall, kept running the same dead-end stop, kept making the same bad decision. It's unfortunate to a degree, but it's for the betterment, that I had to make the same damn dumb decision over, to, damn, it didn't make it, I had to come this way. But had I made it one time, I said, well, I didn't give myself a fair chance. The second time I tried, it probably would have worked, or the third, or the 15th, or the 30th. It's because you've done it so many times, you already know it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And we want to see you younger, the younger generation. You gotta have opportunity to pick up things quicker. Don't waste your time, keep beating yourself up and keep trying to force something that's just not there. Make sense? Y'all all right? Yes, sir. All right, we through. I'm gonna cut off psychology 101. Or 109, 15, whatever number they're going to put to it, and we just try to move on and try to see what does say you who. But I do want y'all to be the best you can be. Y'all got all the tools you need to do it. Justin took psychology, didn't you?
Yeah.
What you think about what I told him?
It's good, but I didn't put a whole lot of attention to college.
You ain't put a whole lot, you already knew it was junk.
No, I thought it was the easiest major. I was just trying to play basketball.
You didn't really care about it.
I thought it'd be better than I was. It didn't pan out.
It didn't pan out. He said he paid attention. He said he went to play basketball. At least he realized them. These people went in there so they can pay their student loan debt off. It didn't pan out either, did it? How many of y'all thought y'all gonna jump right in and get your job, pay your right off? How many of y'all went and said, I ain't gonna be like these other people, let my student loan get all bad. I'm gonna jump right on that thing. Listen, everybody go, they tell them the same lie. Everybody come to the same plan. Man, get in there. Soon as you can get here, man, start knocking that thing out. You got that hell. There's so many bills and commitments and other stuff you got, you never even attack it. But, I mean, listen, that's a life learning experience you guys had that y'all could pass on. There's people gone and they learn to make connections and other things they made. So the things we've all gone through, it helped benefit other people. Some people say, I mean, it didn't benefit me. The fact that you get to pour your knowledge and experience into other people to help them, that's a benefit to you, because if you can help me and it's really resourceful to me, then I should be able to come along and I should be able to come back and reciprocate. That's one thing a lot of us don't do. You don't come get back, you take. You always got to look at like replenishing. If you get, you know you got to put back, right? That's how you replenish. You wipe shit out when you just keep taking, you don't give back. That's why the land's so depleted. They take, they don't put back. See, the way he set everything up, you take, you put back. Where did man come from? Where did man come from? Dirt. When they bury your ass, where you go? You take, you put back. You take, you put back. That's a lot of dirt around here, ain't it? It'll be a big-ass sinkhole you ain't put back. So you got to come back and replenish. You got to put back. And, man, keep recycling on it. Hello? So, okay, that's right. And then get up. It has another body. See, your logic of what he told you, other religions, ethnicity took it, and they call it reincarnation. The Hindus believe in reincarnation. They believe you die, you come back as a flower, come back as a cow. They definitely believe cows. They won't eat cow. They're not gonna eat beef. I tried my best to get any guy to eat that damn steak. I had a Philly cheese steak from Publix. He had gave me that baby shit in the container. And I had the thing. I said, you want something? No. I said, no. I said, no. No. He said, no. I said, what's wrong with it? He said, no, don't eat me. I said, I don't eat that stuff either you gave me. I don't have to know, because that's the only way he gonna understand how I felt. I really didn't like that. Don't be forcing that on me. That's why it might like people like he's so blunt. I just look at you, take stuff, people like, I don't want that shit. Don't give it to me. All I see, I gave it to a homeless guy. I thought that man gonna tear my damn truck up. I couldn't get from that red light. I kept trying to, come on. He done that damn thing. I gave it to that man. He said, what the hell? He was like, I said, come on, like, come on. I didn't want to throw it and hit my truck with it. It was that little compartment, looked like a baby shit. Green baby shit, brown baby shit, some other thing. It was just all look like little shit in each one of them compartments. I'm like, who eats this? Yeah, that's how they do that, man. No, it was just baby shit in compartment. I went to the public and I bought one. I took it over his ass to get it. I want you to have this. I know you don't eat it. I want you to eat it. No, eat it. No. It's time. I said, that's how I am about your food. I don't want it. And you forced this shit on me. I had to ride around with baby shit and I'd have flipped over. In my truck to wreck that shit have got on my clothes. Man, it'd have been filming, taking all kind of forensics. I said, man, did you know your husband had baby shit all over him? People put you through the ring out here, man. So you had to so the only way to get him to understand was to try to get him to eat something I ate. And he found it to be something he couldn't eat, that no, he was not going to ingest it. I want him to know I wasn't going to eat that baby shit. That's the logic. All right, we're going to get ready to try to move forward. All right. Abinu, our Father, Hadu, thanks for all you've done and you rendered, for this opportunity to be able to yakra upon your Shem, which is call upon your name. We seek you in your understanding, that you will baraka us and limit us, that we might be filled with the Ruach HaKadosh. We don't seek you for the Arat's pleasure at this time. We seek you for understanding to do your will. We seek you that we might be Yasha, that we might be saved. We seek you that we might be the benefactors of the Zabak, which is the sacrifice of the slaughter, for the Kum, which is the resurrection, for the Dam, which is the blood of Yahushua, HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one, and all that you established through him and by him for us, that we might be transformed into the Benin of Elohim, which are the sons of the mighty ones. Ask you to baraka us, that we might be healed from our sicknesses, which are infirmities. Be a baraka to Akuf Nikki, to Liz, to their husbands. Be a baraka to those that ask us palau for them and with them that seek you that support your dabarim to do your will, that seek you for the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation. Be a baraka to the married, the single, the sick and afflicted, those behind prison walls in war-stricken countries, those that seek you, that they might be changed in the twinkling of a which is of an eye of your sight. We allow that you will grant us the opportunity to take on the strength to break our own strongholds. Although we're being challenged with adversities and other things that come upon us, whether it be on our laws of our minds or whether the laws of our hearts or what is ailments in our basar, which is in our flesh. But there are other ailments and other afflictions that we inflict and impose upon ourselves simply because we will not break, because we will not change. We will not break out of the things that hold us back of ourselves, that we might truly be totally sold out to you and committed. Grant us the understanding that we can identify the things, that we can truly be the arm, which are the people that you seek. Barak us to be a special gui unto you, according to the berith which you Shabbat to Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob, the Yahudim and Yasharal, that you will blot out all of our kata and all of our ma'al. Baraka your shalakim, your ra'ah and your malaki, which are your sent ones, your shepherds and your messengers, your shamaim and your sabut, which are the heights and expansion where you dwell. We seek you this layla that you will search us and see if there be any rosha darak, which are any evil ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the arak everlasting, which is the way of life. Let the debar of our paw, which are the words of our mouth, let the meditation of our laws, which is of our hearts, be acceptable in your which is in your sight. And as we prepare to move further, we allow in which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praise, the kabod, the glory, and the kabod, the honor, and the shem, which is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let us all say, Amen. That other one got to throw it away, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. All right. Time to see Mr. Yahuwah give us understanding. For me, this is the test. So you want to know if you're walking in his will or not. You see how much understanding he gives you. I do things I wouldn't advise other people always to do. Just depend on where you at. I mean, my honest desire is for us to be saved. That's the same thing that Shaul said for Yasharal. He said his love and his desire for Yasharal is that they might be saved. Because he saw, y'all have a zeal too, but some of it's not according to the knowledge. It's not that the knowledge you haven't been taught. It's by the knowledge of what you exemplify. Some of y'all have a problem with breaking away from things. It's different when you kind of know your situation, to know the things that kind of hold you back. Some people need people to help them identify. Some people are already knowledgeable about it beforehand, and they just refuse to make the changes because they get a comfort. You know, it's a solace in hurt. It's a solace in pain. You'd be surprised when people, they bathe in hurt. They bathe in disappointment. They bathe in these different things because they get a solace in it. It gives them that excuse for wrapping in themselves or hiding in themselves and not kind of opening and allowing things to happen for them. But then you have to be taught and shown how to break away from it. Hello? That's how we fix it. That's the truth. All right, let's see how they work out. Listen.
For whatsoever things nikatah before time, nikatah for our allowance.
That's the first thing we always want to consider. Why was it written? What was written is what we'll look at, and then we need to know what was it written for. Right? So we'll go back to look at when we started going from this point, we're going to see what was written. When we go back to see what was written, now we know why was it written. See, all these are questions you need to answer. We just sit down before, we just read because it was God's word. We didn't know it was written for a purpose. There are different times you'll go through Shaul's writings and other writings. It'll say because it was written. You know, you said, well, because. But there's a rationale for it. Listen, for whatever was
nikatah
written
aforetime, nikatah for our allowance.
So when he go through, he said, because it is written. When he told us to be kudash, why did he tell you to be kudash? First he told you because it was written. See, if you didn't understand the basis of why, first of all, your whole life is factored around doing things that was written. Hello? It is. It's factored around from him. Everything they did was written. That's how they were supposed to fix every situation. The reason why we find these so-called unrepairable hurts, disappointments, these ailments and different things that we get, because we work outside of the structure. This is structure. Everything he gives you is structured. Even in the way you attend, the way you do things. When you come in, you can bust through the window. And just, the Spirit bring me in. Listen, when I come in, I come straight in, wide slap open. Cause the Spirit, but yeah, he said, come in, he said, keep your feet. Keep it regard. When I come in, when I be so high, just try to talk me. Ah! Go ahead. Ah! He told me to be more ready to hear. That's because when the Spirit high on me, I can't control me. Spirit be moving. And when the Spirit moves, the preacher be taught, but I'm obeying the Spirit. But see, because it written, he done told me, and I'm supposed to be more ready to hear than to get a sacrifice of food. I'm too busy praising the Lord. When I'm getting to praise the Lord, I block everything and everybody else out. Y'all know people, in their minds, it makes sense. But because we have a structured way, the structured way show you this does not fall up under his structure. Because he said when you come in, you be more ready to hear than to get a sacrifice of food. Y'all got it? Because he said because Elohim is where? He's sitting right down that pew with you. That's what my God be. When I come in, listen. When I sit down, slide on. I need room for my God. When I come, no, go down. He need a seat too. That's we find you. See what I'm saying? You say that foolishness? He said, called Elohim is in Shamayim. You upon the rocks. And he told me to do. When I get to talking, get to going. Spirit, no, when I get full, get to going, can't stop. He said, therefore, let your words be few. He had a structured way of how he wanted things done for a reason, so we could always examine to see whether or not we're meeting criteria. You know how many people sit around, I might want to be in the will of the Lord. I wonder does the Lord acknowledge me? Does the Lord see me? All these different things. And then we learned that the Un of Yahuwah is over the who? It's over him. From where he sits, he can see that directly under him. And his ears are open to what they ask. But the pioneer of Yahuwah, see, when you do wrong, what wrong he talking about? According to the Torah, what's right? You said different? That's what, or different than what he said, do same thing. So now I learned, I wonder why the Lord angry with me, he won't watch me. Typically we would look at things before using no terminology. Because why? Why would he not be looking at me? Because I'm doing something right. Now, maybe I need to pray. What I'm doing, I'm doing a sabbatical. And I'm going to go and I'm going to pray for a few months. And that's what you do. You take some months off and just start praying, asking the Lord, why, Lord? Why, Lord? Might as well sound like the hell. He ain't listen to you no how. Because we've done so many things of ourselves and we hadn't actually looked at things according to his criteria. So this is really valuable to me when I use this. So I understand that for whatever was written before, the only reason it was written so it could try to show me and teach me. So I don't have to do all this second guessing on wondering what he's thinking and wondering how he feeling about me. It's not hard to know how he feel about you once you understand, once I know what did he tell me to do. Am I doing that? No. How he feel about you? What do he think about you? What do he know about you? You see how much time we'll waste wondering and fearing how he feels versus he didn't leave this to your imagination.
That's right.
It's never been left to our imagination for you to guesstimate and try to configure. He left direct, point by point instructions on, I like this. I hate this. I hate it. So when you come and you give it to him, why would you give me something I hate? Why would you give me something? I mean, I didn't know you hate it. I just admitted to ignorance of his word. And that doesn't make sense. Not when he said, and I will give you a rock after my, which is going to feed you, shepherd you. A shepherd is not going to take a sheep to a luncheon, a bed and luncheon, he's going to take him where he eat. He's grass, plentiful grass. So I'm going to put him where it's green so he can eat to his full. So I'm going to give you a man that's going to that's going to feed you to your full with knowledge and information. So what? You can grow thereby. No more, he said, no more everybody just sitting around saying know Yahuwah. All going to know me from the least. That's why I make sure the kids understand. That ain't my will. Yahuwah said it. The least of them to the greatest. From the youngest to the oldest, they're going to know me. He said, I want nobody come, because you want to know the Lord. Child, I can tell you about the Lord. He brought me from a mighty long way. Now she know the Lord. Ignorance. And it killed us. So we understand, first of all, that it was written to show us and to teach us, to instruct us so we know what to do. We don't have to sit here and wait on how the Spirit moves. We got the book that's been inspired by Spirit, by Ruach. Mm-hmm. See, but you have to, this is the problem you have. You have to first among that. You have to among it. And I know some of you, this is what I don't do, okay? I have questions. Well, I don't have questions. I have doubts about the ability of the people that have said they've taken our information and reconstructed it and given it back to us the way it was. It's just in another language. I don't believe them, okay? I do believe that Elohim has a superior way. I think that things are done for a purpose, because what comes down to it, people will go to church, people will read the Bible. When you start saying, hey, you've been going the wrong way, take this book now and learn this on top of what you're doing. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it. So it starts to show whether or not, a person is really sincere in their servitude. Just like in humbling yourself, making yourself a no important. Who does that? Who does that? Who goes somewhere and say, I want to be the smallest, I want to be the most unknown person in here? You start looking for people that'll know you. For somebody, hopefully, that'll recognize you and can introduce you to somebody to get you to some type of notoriety. So that's not a common way we do things. But because he scripted something some way, he's looking for people that will take his scripting to realize this is how he designed for me to live. By every word that proceeds from his mouth. And if I question something, I'll go to examine and I'll look for the truth, your truth. Because we have the premise of how he wants us to live. Kudash, separated. Now, some people in here, they live loners, don't talk to nobody, go sit in the car and just disappear. That's not Kudash. You're just a damn psycho. Just a damn fruitcake. I just got to tell you the truth. When you talking about separate from what? Things that are contrary to what he told them. If Kata'im's enticed thee, that's Kudash. They're only trying to get you to do what they're doing. You won't do it because how he wants you to live. Why? Because it's what? It's written. What's written? Reasoning. Now you gave me rationale, you gave me reasoning. Why? He said, because that's what I am. That's what I am. He said, you won't ever see me with Kata'im. He said, that's why I cut you off. See, we never looked at why he cast away Yasharal, why he cast out Yehuda and put them aside. Because I'm Kodash. So when I told you to be something, it's written. And I taught you something written because this will keep you in a harmony with me. This will keep us where we'll be unified. Y'all got it, not the courier. I know folks trying to get their business going to him. But anyway, trying to get a shout out. We'll haul for right at less than cheap. But now what you start to look at, though, is understanding how he operates and how he sees things. You just don't want to just do it because he said it. I want to understand. Y'all, I want to understand purpose. So when I understand the purpose, then nobody won't shake me from not doing it. Nobody going to come up and just persuade me out of something he told me to do. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm convinced. And that's what you got to be convinced about. There's certain things people don't take. Why? They're not convinced about it. That's why some of you guys won't break protocol with behaviors. You're not convinced. Hello? What do you think the purpose of the preacher, the Kahalaf, was? He was talking about able to be able to convince the gainsayer. That's those that dispute. It's common for people to have their own ideology about things. When it comes down to the things of Elohim, he left that outside of the knowledge of the common man. Okay? The people that he's willing to impute the knowledge of him about are people that's willing to configure their lives to a behavior, to a pattern or a system. Y'all got it? Because he said the things of Elohim, what was it again, brother man? A man don't know it. Save the things that are in man. But the things of Elohim, he said a man don't know it. So now you got to look at this. Where we are, what would we say we are? Spirit? Man. So then we understand that man has to be reshaping. Y'all got it? We're talking about a man that's not a carnal man, because people will take that and say, well, I ain't worried about it, because the Bible says a man don't know God anyway. Because you have sight something that you really hadn't sat down to consider. There are things that man knows about himself and about the operation of himself, but the things of Elohim, the carnal man doesn't know it. It's a certain harmony. There are things that had to be taught. Adam in the garden, Adam was taught. Adam wasn't brought from no mud and sat into a place and just said, operate. No, that's stupid. He got what we would call on-the-job training, where you walk him straight through and you show him, step by step, what you want done. He was taught, even with Yahushua. Now, what is your Bible? Look through your Bible and tell me, what school did he go to? What school in heaven? What university? Look it up. Shamayim. It doesn't. But he said the Father taught him. Where's your writing where he sat down with notebook and paper? You don't, but he did tell you he was taught, which made absolutely no sense to send him here and he had no knowledge. So he was that dumb that he would have sent Adam down here and no knowledge and said, here's the gun? Why would you come to correct the person that didn't know? You correct the person you knew. And guess who he correct? Who he ahab. So if I'm giving you this knowledge, what does this say about you? If I gave Adam the knowledge of who he was and to be able to operate, what did that tell you about Elohim and Adam? I ahab him. See, we look at, if you're a harbors, you'll give us stuff. If you're a harbors, you'll let us go places we want to go. If you're a harbors, you'll let us have things we want to have. No, he looks at for the betterment of. A lot of things just not for the betterment of you. Sometimes it might not be good to give you $1 million. You probably wouldn't work good with $1 million. But let me tell you what I do. I would never give you $1 million. I give it to Justin. Now, why I give it to Justin? Guess what guess what I taught Justin about the Torah? See how that works? Guess what he'll spend his time hypothetically crying about? Why he didn't get that $1 million? He ain't won for nothing. He ain't lost nothing. He ain't outside. Why Justin got $1 million? Justin got the Torah. Same Torah you got, meaning he supposed to open his own wide. So basically, I did give you $1 million. It's just in another form. This way it can be distributed to you the way you need it. If I'd have gave it to you, first purchase you made, you ain't gonna believe what he bought. Something for $1 million. First purchase. Now what are they gonna do about the bills and the upkeep and the insurance for that $1 million purchase? That's why I wouldn't give it to him. I gave it to Justin. Justin know the Torah. Justin already know that whatever he need, make sure he get it. Make sure he don't lack. Y'all got it? See, we don't think of how many we don't think like that, do we? That's why you had to learn how Elohim work. Still keep you where you got sufficient. But a lot of times we looking for direct. Give me direct. Give me direct. I want my own. I want my own. Not for you. It don't work better with you. It's some people it work better for them to have it. That makes sense. See, when we learn how that operation works, we work better. Versus, he'll spend his whole time praying, angry with, and upset with Yahuwah because Justin hypothetically got $1 million. And he know that's his $1 million. He knows for a fact it's $1 million. And Justin, he about ready to go justify and tell, listen, I'm just going to be flat. That's my $1 million. Versus looking at, he still made things work together for the two, but what was again? That are hard. See, if they're hard right, he still sure it'll be a benefit to you. But see, if we don't learn how to accept Elohim, how he'll work through other ventures or other avenues, how it works, then you're not going to be able to take it direct. Hello? Just like we go through this. Every time we get up here, I do this. I don't tell nobody they have to do this, start here. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different way that they'll do it as long as the effect is there. Y'all got it? As long as the effect of Elohim is being taught and Yahushua HaMashiach is how we get, it made us a benefactor of salvation, I rejoice. And that guy, that's how I rejoice at the end of the day. So now we understand that for whatever things were written, whatever it was only written to teach us. So there's no way for me to go back and look at the word and not get some teaching or information. Because it was only written to teach us. That through endurance. It's not working out with this. That through endurance.
And Nakum of the Kitabim.
Going through without giving way and receiving a prize of the writings. Can you imagine that? This man has one writing that does more than one thing. And I can't figure how the Father can be the Son. But I got a word that only just keep me from quitting, it also teaches me how to get a reward. It don't just keep me on task, it gets me where I wind up getting a benefit from it. It's a benefit in me not quitting. All that's in his writing. All that's in his writing. He done set up a perfect way to construct a man. If a man understands the validity of whatever I wrote, it was only written to teach you, to show you, to instruct you, so that you don't quit, and so you'll get a benefit from it, which is a prize or a reward. Y'all got it? And what happened, Leon?
And Nakum of the Kitabim might have tikva for your call.
That's what we're looking for that your call, or that tikva. We're looking for a cord. We're trying to look for that expected weight. I'm expecting something from him, and the only way that makes sense for me to actually expect something like, how many of y'all expecting a check to come in the mail for like $4 million? How many? How many of y'all would like a check for $4 million? Cashable check. Okay. How many of y'all expecting that check? Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you. How many of you want to be saved? These are the $4 million hands. Why are you not expecting a check for $4 million? Can somebody tell me why? Yes? Absolutely. You've done absolutely nothing that will reward you, that would give you $4 million. Absolutely. How many of y'all done something that's worth $4 million to give you? That's good. I appreciate y'all honesty. Now, you did raise your hand about the salvation. What have you done? You don't have to raise your hand. What have you done that makes sense that you would be receiving this salvation? Because the $4 million was more likely than the salvation was. And for whatever reason, nobody raised their hand like it was possible a $4 million check to show up. Cashable. Nobody raised their hand. Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you know in yourself, that don't make sense. Why would a $4 million check come to me? I've done nothing worthy of $4 million. There's nobody I know that will have $4 million to give me $4 million. Y'all follow me? What have you done? The reason you can expect salvation. Because the $4 million check was more likely, was more probable. See? Nobody ever was honest with us. But for some reason, salvation just going to appear out of nowhere. How would that work that you just going to get salvation and you've done nothing worthy of it, but this $4 million check, which is way more probable, way more likely to happen, and you saying to yourself, it'll never happen. But salvation just going to sneak up and just out of nowhere and just pop up to you? No. That's how important this writing is. So since we done came to the realization, hell, ain't no $4 million check coming, that ain't happening, and definitely salvation looks far off from us, then what we have to do? We have to go and find it. We got to go and get it. Hello? Listen, let's look at something. See if that all our hot dabarim, they call Deuteronomy, see if they're 30 and probably 30 and 5. I just probably stop writing it all down. Y'all just remember it. Want to do it that way? I just stop writing it down? Everybody just... No, we write it down. So they go, y'all, they got spoiled and they come out of Christian church, man, just up there running, just shooting stuff out of their mouth. You can't find none of that stuff. Them folks mix up so much script up there, hollering, all that squalling and hollering. They ain't tied nothing right. Oh, these pen dead. Please, 2 more for the garbage. Please, sir. See, this one here is good, too. All up. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right, listen.
And Yahuwah, thy Elohim, will bring thee into the Arats which thy Abba possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee too, and multiply thee above thy Abba.
Mm-hmm. See that? He's going to do us better than he did our Abba, our fathers. Listen.
And Yahuwah, thy Elohim, will circumcise thine lob, and the lob of thy seed do to Ahab, Yahuwah thy Elohim, with all thine lob, and with all thy nephash, that thou mayest kai.
Now, listen what had to happen first, Lee. And we've been taught that we were supposed to. Now, we actually learned about that, actually when he told about it in Allah Shemut, that they call Exodus, started talking about the servitude. Like, when we hear about, you know, you're supposed to love the Lord with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength. I never understood it, but I concurred and said, yes, that's it. But I never understood how that should actually work. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with your inward parts. Because there are secret things we have, like secret compartments in ourselves. Like, there are deep things we don't tell people, there are things we hide and we do. He said, I want that about you. I want to be that treasure. I want to be that hidden part of you. I want all of you. I don't want nothing kept back or restrained from me, because I gave you all of me. When he gave us Yahushua, what was kept back? Absolutely nothing. And you know what Shaul told him when it came down to the mind? Make no sense that he kept back something that you could have used, that could have helped you out in your fight, in your venture towards salvation. Okay? So now, in order for me to harp him with all my heart and all my inward part, all my flesh, my outward, my inward part, he said he had to circumcise my law. The Greek said purge it. Had to purge it. That's where you getting something out, trying to get things out, contaminants, other things out of it, trying to purge it. Y'all got it? Kind of like a filtration system. You put on something and run it back through so you can make sure you get everything out and get it to its purest point. He said, well, I had to circumcise your law, which means I had to remove some things from it. Just like, listen, we learned how about separating ourselves from things that we did, or separating ourselves from people because they were factors that caused us to do certain things. Y'all got it? So he said, now I had to circumcise your law. He realized why we couldn't serve him with our inward part. First of all, it was a covering. There was a covering we were using. And that covering kept us from being able to give him a full completion of who we were. And he couldn't get all of us. So you know what? We missed a benefit. Now he's saying, when I circumcise your law, I'm a baraka you above your Abba. Now, of course, we were looking to try to obtain the promises of our fathers, of the Abba, but now he said, I'm going to barak you above them. You got it? Okay. I want to make sure we kind of understand this. Okay? Because the statement makes sense. We're trying to do something that you can't possibly do because there's some things that wedge in between us. Hello? It's like if you got something in the back of a door. You know, the door, when it's something, you open the front part, you stick something in the back and try to close it, what's going to happen? It's going to stay open. Why? That's right. It's a wedge in there. And that's what he learned that happened with our law. You got a wedge in there. So it can't fully operate the way it needs to. I want to remove that wedge. I want to circumcise your law. Y'all got it? That's a cover. There's a covering you got to try to hide yourself for protection, and you feel like it's a safety net, and it's actually not. It's actually hurting you. So Yahuwah looked at, I'm going to circumcise your law. I'm going to purge your law. So now you'll be able to do what? So to love the Elohim, to love the Yahuwah, thy Elohim, with all thy law and with all thy nefesh, that thou mayest. Why we dying? Qatar. Why we dying? Why? The law. That thou mayest all. See, we have some affection, but we don't have all of it for him. And because we don't have this all, thou mayest, that thou mayest live, tell me that thou must be dying. Because we hadn't given him all. That's why we keep coming back to this. That's why we keep going over things, and every time we go over something, you find out something different about yourself because you're constantly challenging the law. Because we don't know ourselves, we assume to know ourselves. You know how we find ourselves? Situations show us. Situations show us. Hurts show us. Love show us. Prosperity show us. All these things that show up, and he told a lot of things, he told it'll make you forget me. A lot of things he didn't get, he said, because you'll forget me. Instead of you were supposed to zakah, you were supposed to mark as to remember. But because of things and situation, because of people, because of our own action, it puts that little wedge in between us. And now that thou mayest, you can just go ahead and scratch that out. How many of y'all want to live forever? Well, first thing we need to do, I need to purge or circumcise the law. That's what he let ahead to do to thy seed, to a heart to Yahuwah, thy Elohim, with all thy law and all thy nefesh, that thou mayest. He tell you, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to keep killing you. I really don't. He told him before, he said, what pleasure do I have in that Derision root? He said, I don't have no pleasure in that. He said, I have absolutely none. Why is it that people have bought, like some of you guys do, I already know he don't want to be saved. I already know I'm going to die and I'm going to go shield in the way. I'm just here in the way, you know what I'm saying? I ain't expecting that, I'm just here. That's stupid, because I'm telling you how to live right here. I just got to circumcise your law. I need to remove it so you'll know how to harm me. Things will block you. Things will hold you back. Hello? Just like a blood clot. It can be detrimental, especially when it gets to the heart. It'll kill you. Isn't that right? It'll stop a consistent flow. You know that? That's even with your body. And that blood clot will cause you some problems. You know that? You can stroke out the mind or the heart, or you can have a heart attack because of that clot. That clot can go down and cause something, and this thing, you know, your feet. There's different things that could come in and happen because of a clot. And that's what happens when we commit qatar. It's like a clot. It cuts you out. It restricts you. That's what qatar does. It's a blood clot. Hello? It don't allow things to flow. In the 7th chapter of the book of Yehukanan, 7:30, he said, he that among on me, as the Katab have said, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow the heart of, what those Nahar gonna do? They're gonna flow. They're gonna become, they will stop being restricted. Qatar will cause a restriction. Notice he told you it's gonna flow. It's gonna flow. So what was it doing before that? It was already flowing? Why am I offering you a steady flow if you already had it? It don't make sense. Huh? How many guys offer y'all insight? How many y'all interested by eyesight tonight? Okay, 72 blind. We're going to get y'all that pew. That whole pew just contaminated. Typically, you can see. The people who want to buy, but see, you'll want to buy because it's becoming dim. Yes. You understand? So, but the people can see, they're not interested. They're not interested because they look at, I'm able to see. I don't have the vision problem to that extent. We need to see there was a problem. The people who were talking about it flowing could see where I be doing good, as Shahu said, and evil be present. So he was offering people a steady flow. Well, this is not your restriction anymore. I'm going to get, don't you know what you'll find beside a river? You'll find life. You'll find grass that grow beside a river. You'll find, because you know what? It offers life. You'll find bugs. You'll find birds. You'll find other different animals because they draw life. Why would he tell you about a river flowing in you? Why would he tell you about a river? Who's interested in a damn river flowing inside their body? They're like, damn, I'm going to be going to the bathroom all the time. The carnal mind. What travels with water? Everything that needs life, it has to have water. So he's looking at putting something in you. Y'all got it? That's consistent with life. We had to understand nature. All these things, but you can't really understand when you wrap and embody yourself. A lot of the knowledge I give, some of you can't get it because you're still embodying yourself. You had to come out of yourself to see the things of Elohim. You know, with Yehukanan, that's who's responsible for writing Kazum. Who remember where he was at when he wrote it? Hands. Tell them where he was at. He was on Mount Patmos. That's a good answer. That man just gave me the wrong answer. But when he went up, he went into Ruach. See, in order for you to get the things, to understand the things out of here, you're going to have to get out yourself. He said, I was in the Ruach on Yahuwah's noon, on his day. He said, but I was on the Isle of Patmos. See? A lot of things you want to know about Elohim, comprehend, you got to do like he did. Get out of your damn self. That's your hindrance. That's your restriction. When Yeshayahu and all them seen him, they said they were operating with me. You can believe it. They said I was dead. All these people that operated, they actually had a close encounter with him. I was out of myself. I was like I was dead. And a lot of times what hinder us, we mess it up. Yet the 3rd chapter of the book of Colossians clearly told you, if you then be cool with Yahushua, set your affection on things and not on things. Why was it again? Because you were dead? So you had to get out of yourself. Get out of yourself. You are hurting you. All of us, we are hurt. You, repeat after me, I am hurting me. Reality. Nobody restricting us, stopping us. Elohim have given us this freely. Who holding y'all back right now, keeping you from hearing this? Who got a gun in your head pulling you, stopping you right now? Nobody. If there's any distraction, if there's any hold back, it's you. It's you. So how you saying that? It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of. Not my mama, not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in it. Tell you who it is in the way. It ain't your mama, not your brother, not your sister, but it's you. Standing in your own way. Hello? Okay. Let's look at this. Let's look at a little more. Come on. 7.
And Yahuwah thy Elohim will put all upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
See that? All the stuff. Now he's putting a reversal. I'm going to put them on your enemy. Where they been? To tell me you're going to put them on my enemy. It's been me. I've been the one sick. I've been the one in derision. I've been the one, my cattle, my Picard been dying. I've been the one that's been happening too. But now, if I allow him to circumcise my law or purge my law, and in purging my law, he's going to take away some things. Like what? Hello? Thank you very much, Dexter. The things that hinder me. It makes no sense to take something away from me unless it's a hindrance and a distraction. I'm going to purge your law. I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to circumcise. How many of y'all been circumcised? Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the wrong question. I want to ask him for that reason. I know the cut. Don't do it. Do not put your hand up. Don't do that. That's not the reason. But I was saying it to say this effect. How many of y'all guys still keeping the foreskin? They'll ask that question. How many of y'all still got the foreskin? Except for Gaylord Falker. Remember it fell in the fondue? Who keeps the foreskin from their circumcision? But anyway, and I'm saying that the purpose of it when it's cut away is to get rid of it. Okay? So when we cut things away from us, once we identify these things are kata, we do a ruach, spiritual incision until where we remove it. It doesn't make sense to keep it. Okay? It's a blocker. Just like with the foreskin is covered around the head. If you had a turtleneck pulled up over your head and tied, would it be a distraction? Wouldn't it be a hindrance? Wouldn't it be a blocker? So the purpose of what he can do was to cut and make an incision to remove it from the head so you can be able to see. Got it? And it's to get rid of it. Why would you keep something that's a hindrance? I know such a hindrance, but I like to keep it. That doesn't make sense. You cut it away to get rid of it, and that's what he tries to teach us when it comes down to kata. When let's see something right quick. See if that's 11, 13, 11, 17 of Romans. Okay. Oh my goodness. 13, maybe 13, 17.
No, 17.
Okay, 14, last one. Let's see that. Oh, let's go. 14. Please excuse me for that. 13, 14. All right. Listen.
But put ye on the adorn Yahushua HaMashiach.
Okay. Now you're adorning yourself. That's how the adorn is to decorate. Do y'all understand that? To decorate. See, I'll use period. I'll say the par Yahushim. Y'all hear me when I say the par Yahushim? How many of y'all remember me saying or hear me say that? How many of y'all didn't know what I would actually do? It's to beautify. He wants you to beautify his name. So you understand that's a little different. People time pray, when you beautify something, what do? Huh? You adorn it. You decorate it. He said, I want you to decorate my shim. Y'all got it? I want you to decorate my shim. So you take stuff where you put things that is pleasant, that makes it more enhanced. Well, we're going to par his shim with our lifestyle. With our behavior. That's how we're going to decorate it and beautify his shim. Y'all got it? He told you to let your oil so that unseen might see your true word and something to the hour. Kabul Yahuwah. Ain't that right? So like power Hashem, help beautify Hashem. You help decorate it because more people, we're adding more people to the celebration of what he's done and what he's given us. Yehudi. That's what Yehudi is, to celebrate. That's why we had to keep the muhard. We probably better celebrate. Y'all drag ass. Y'all just drag ass. I watch something. Let me tell you, the worst row in him be this side back here. It be, but it's a damn move. On this side, some of y'all kids be all over the damn place. They be wrestling, playing. I be trying to stop for. Y'all don't be sitting. They be right here, wide as a cartwheel. Listen, I come damn near choking each other. I'm trying to get full attention. I'm saying, I give myself get you. I say, catch yourself. All kind of shit be going on here. Do y'all know y'all don't be paying attention to nothing? I'm right here looking. I'm sitting like, what the hell going on? Don't nobody be saying nothing. Then you remember tell me, they were wide damn over. I seen it going across like choking each other. I said, what the hell going on? It because y'all get so absent-minded. Oh. Shit. Whew, it's rough. I'm back now. Whew. Yeah, y'all be tired of hell. They don't get him now. Y'all know what Yehudi is? Please don't tell nobody y'all Yehudi. It's embarrassing. Yehuda means celebrate. Tired ass. I ain't seen so many tired ass folks. Yehuda means celebrate. It's a muhar. What do you do at a muhar? What the hell you standing around looking crazy for? Man, bring yourself in. Daoud got naked, so it's okay. That's what Breezy said. I don't know what Breezy talking about. Isn't that right? Get naked in the privacy of your own home, wrapped up in tissue. But then y'all be dragging around and be like, damn, they be so tight. You see one, two of them be damn. Kasha break out sometimes. He'll do a Japanese like that. He's like a Japanese. I don't know why he think every dance is everybody with kung fu fight. I just try to play it out. He had been nunchuck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now it'd be bad. It just drag. I said, damn, it just drag. You be performing, it's terrible. It's just terrible, man. But you can't call yourself Yehuda, though. Y'all can't. Just call yourself like kids. Just say you're a lover of another man's booty. Don't claim Yehuda. Yehuda move. Yehuda move. I mean, that's celebrated, man. It's a celebration. We probably say we Yehuda. They don't mean that stuff. That's just some script on their shirt. That's what you get Yehuda for. We celebrate. That's what Yehuda is. But again, you won't know if nobody don't tell you. But anyway, listen to what he told you at 13, 14. Listen.
But put ye on the Adon Yahushua HaMashiach.
And do what?
Make not provision for the basar.
And to do what?
To fulfill the lust thereof.
How you going to do that? So in order to put on clothes, typically I got to probably do what you would say. Take off some clothes. What kind of clothes you think I'm going to put off? Take off if I'm putting on Yahushua. I'm probably going to put off Kodash. Probably going to put off cleanliness. I'm going to put off a harp. So I can put on what? They go together. That's the same outfit. What I'm going to be putting off? Kazab, lusting, whatever it might be. Got it? Any works of the basar. And then he told you, and make not to do what? Don't put it back on. That makes much sense. You need to be recircumcised. That means the skin went reattached. For men that have been circumcised, is it possible that the skin come back and reattach itself? You ain't gonna believe it. It's impossible for a man to commit sin if he actually been born Elohim. You have a better chance of the foreskin coming back. You walk down the street and something run up your leg, it's the foreskin. People be doing something, sin come back in their life out of nowhere. Why is this impossible? And you got on skinny chain. And then, listen, the foreskin done came with some grease, because you got to get them skinny ass pants. So you got a grease line run up your leg for foreskin. You guys, it's impossible. My skinny jeans are really skinny. But all these things we talking about, so y'all to understand, the man wanted us to understand the logic. If he circumcised your law, do you understand it would be impossible? Why would you tell me about circumcising my law unless I understand the circumcision of the flesh? It is impossible for that to reattach. It is impossible that once he's actually enlightened a person and actually put them into that situation of salvation, he said it's impossible. It's impossible. So we don't want to, what we'll do is this. I heard what he said, but I know me. How many of y'all say that? Come on, I hear what you're saying, but I know me. How many of y'all say that? How many of y'all agree with that? For you, for salvation. I hear what he's saying, but for me, I could see myself still falling. How many of y'all? Let me see your hand. Don't be ashamed at that point how you feel. Then, I mean, you have to come back. So it's impossible for your foreskin to come back. Hello? Is it possible for your foreskin to come back? Is it a probability? Somebody talk to me, men. Somebody here been circumcised. Answer the question, please. Is it possible? Is it highly likely? Is there a great chance, a slight chance of the foreskin coming back? I don't know how y'all believe that. It has to, because it's impossible for you to fall from Elohim. He told you it was impossible for those that were once enlightened to taste of the Shamaim gift, Baraka, and were made a partaker of the Arach to come, or the Alam to come, the word to come. He said, indeed should fall away. To renew them again and repentance. He said, saying they crucified Elohim, Yahushua fresh. So you took him and you put him back up there? Because he's not doing that no more. He started letting you know what all has to happen with that now. Yeah, man, I used to be saved, man. I had fell away. So you did it again. You climbed your little happy ass up there. You put him up there, and you nailed him up there. That's the only way it could happen. He said, if you done it afresh, what does afresh mean? We just started right back over. So you telling me, listen, pay attention what the man told you. He said it's impossible. For those that was once enlightened and tasted of the Shamaim gift and were made a partaker of the word to come, and if these should fall away. He's saying they crucified Yahushua fresh and brought him to an open shame. So you did that? The man sitting on the right hand of Elohim. He told us upon us that wants to move. After this, we're supposed to be the my spot. So the Mashiach was what? How you just did it? That can't be true. You did it again. So let me get it straight. I'm confused. Because the 9th chapter of the book of Abari said that for those that looked at him shall appear to what was again? That can't be true. Because it's been people that have been saved and fell away. So he done been here I don't know how many times. It's tight. The man said he was once offered for the sins of many. So you can't really write that correctly. You had to go back and say then at other times. Because a lot of folk been saved before and fell away. Now y'all thinking, ain't you? See, the problem we got is how we think versus what he told us. Go ahead and stand up, Mike. He's tired too. That lunch meat getting him. Don't worry about that lunch meat. Sodium. Beef byproduct. What the hell is a beef byproduct? If you bought beef, that's what you bought. How you bought a byproduct of beef? Isn't that right? That's all right. So this is what we got to sit down, we got to consider. Because I just want to be straight, flat forward with y'all on this. Kill that shit in your head. Kill it. The man has set up a way that he made sure. If Yahushua is to that degree that we can fall away from and do it, then what changed from what we already had? What changed from what we already had? Nothing changed. Because we had people that offered year by year. Zabat for a Qatar. You telling me, so you the only person fell away? All these people claim they've been saved and fell away. They couldn't have been saved. That means the man been down here on the house. That means he just keeps just like, give me a minute, y'all. Come back down. Your ass got to go put him up down. Because I ain't doing it. You done carry this man and put him back up here on top of this. You done went here and put him back up. Because the pussy done did it afresh. Brought him to an open shame. That's crazy. Because the book, you didn't believe it, but the Qatar, it said that whosoever among on him, what was it again? Shall not be ashamed. Shaul said he wasn't ashamed of the good news of Elohim. He said, for that's the power and the salvation. You don't believe it, who? So what now? To everyone that among. To Yehudi first. That's why I celebrated. Yehudi. That's what the man said. He said, I'm not ashamed. And the man come out, he's shamed, they're going to make me shame. And he done told me whoever among him shall not be put to shame. We had it like that. He said he wasn't going to put, man going to make me like a fool. I'm telling the folk that he was once offered to send him in, and the man just constantly going up here every day. Boom, 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 boom. Every day, save folk, falling away, boom, boom. He back and forth up here. They're going to make me like a shame. That's going to be embarrassing. They said, what you say? Said he come down here one time, he died for the sins of many. Now he gone and sat on the right hand of the Father, waiting to come back up here. They said, oh man, I just seen him a few minutes ago. Well, said some fat dude would tote him up there, put him up on the rock, say he used to be saved. Then soon he get through, there's a line of folks. Soon he get back down, about my turn, throwing back up there. They said up and down. See, you got to get out of yourself. The problem you got, all of our failures have been us. It ain't what you think he left this. Let me see. Probably that's why he said the 15th chapter book of Euclid, if he hadn't done the work that no other man had done. He said, I did the work. I did the work because nobody else could do this. Nobody else could do it. You think I left this in your hands? You think this? He left it. He knows how many times I failed. He knows how many times I messed up. He knows how many times I be honest and honestly go wrong. I would never leave that in Tony Smith's hand. He did the work that nobody else will do. That when I inform you, when I give you this information and enlighten you, when I circumcise your law, you couldn't fall away. You couldn't fall away. Let me ask you a question. Let me pick up something. See if that's the, let's see something. See if that's the olive Eucanon. They call it 1 John. See if that's 2 and 1. Let me see. Let me see that. Olive, 1 John they'll call it. So how many of these Johns we got up here? 1 John, 2 John, 3 John. It's 4 John. Is it 4? It's 4?
3.
So the 5th one must have been one about the prostitute. That's all right. I appreciate him. He don't ball partner. I got some folks. I see y'all in the mail cool. Not the Johnny come later. The folk that can, Dwayne, you first. Kinda. He'll mess it up. Let's see how long he keep it tonight. Let's see what he told. Let's see what he told us. And all of you Ukanai, 2 and 1. Listen.
My little Benin,
Do what?
these things katab I unto you,
Why did you write them?
that ye katar not.
That you katar not. I'm sorry, that you katar not. That you sin not. So that tells us the writing has what? It has enough validity to keep you from doing it. He said on the road, why would I write it? I'll write it because the only reason you've been sinning, guess why you were sinning? First, because of lack of knowledge. We'll get what one part we had because you didn't know. There's a difference. Let's find out where our problem come in. He wrote it so you do what? Same thing happened in the gun. Why would he tell Adam about these things? What he could do and what he couldn't do. So there wouldn't be a disagreement. There wouldn't be a break with you and I. I don't want to be a break between us. So I only told you this so you wouldn't Qatar against me. Now he wrote this so that you do what?
Katar
So
not.
the writing does have some power. Because if I know, guess what happened? That limits the probability of my failure. That's the first thing, knowing. First thing you got to know. Let's see what happened.
And if any ish katar,
What happened?
we have an advocate with the Abba, Yahushua HaMashiach, the Sadiq.
An advocate is somebody that fights in the favor of. Kerry hypothetically messed up. I wrote it. You didn't. You took it for what it said you didn't. But he did. Don't you know I already made provision for this? Because when I wrote it so you do what? So you wouldn't do it. That's the first thing on the purpose. I did this. I wrote it so you wouldn't do it. That was the first line of defense. Hypothetical Kerry. What did he do, y'all? Guess what? I already had somebody fighting for him. I done set all this up, but ain't set up no way to keep you from falling. Because I'm talking to people, everybody ain't there yet. He ain't talking about got no ruach. That makes no sense. To tell somebody with a ruach, so if you sin, I got an advocate with the arbor. That makes no sense. Okay? I'm talking to a set of people. Everybody's not at the same place. Even on the day of Ukok Shabuah, they call Pentecost. When did he add to the Adar? Daily? Hold on for stop. That should have made sense. Everybody that day was saved. He added daily such as. So the writing spoke to two different people. It spoke to people that got it, who were getting it, and people who were still waiting. The writing is speaking to more than one group of people. It's speaking to one people, but everybody's not there yet. I'm writing to one group so they don't do it. They can identify. To another group that hadn't got there yet, guess what? I've already made provisions for you. You didn't pop up here, oh, good, I done failed. Now I'm finna die, I'm finna go to Sheol. It's over with for me. All right, y'all, I love y'all. That's what you want to do. I'm going to hell now. I done sinned. He done wrote us out one side, I done sinned. So I just told you I put an advocate. I told you I put an advocate. Let's see who he was. What did he talk about the advocate? But if any he sin could talk, we have an advocate with the who?
Abba.
So he can't be possibly coming down here going back and forth, up and down, could he? Not if he up with, where is he at now? With the Abba? Is the Abba now sitting here on the tube with him? He's sitting at the right hand of the Abba. Didn't Dawood tell y'all, didn't the scripture tell you that? The Qatar told you that Dawood said, I heard the Adon say to my Adon, sit down here at my what? Till when? But he keep John us, excuse me, I know what I'm supposed to do. I got to run down here right and get crucified again. He ain't got back yet. According to how we've been looking at things, because we hadn't really believed in the authority of this man. Come on, folks. Come on. We've been our own failure. Because we done bought it in something that don't make sense. The man just told you, the man up here, he up here fighting for you. He can't be doing it if he down here. He done told you, I won this war. I won this war down here. What are y'all talking about? I'm fighting it again? I already won it. The man asked the grave, where your power at? He had that, where your stain at? I done got, where's sin? The stinger. He said, where is it at? I pulled the stinger out. What killed us? Huh? What killed us? Qatar, sin. I pulled that out. He said, that's the sting of it. Let me tell you what happened with a bee sting. I got stung bee years ago. This is what I didn't know. You learn, as a kid, you learn. Sometimes a bee sting, it don't go all the way in now. You could catch that sting and pull it out. No, but how many, listen, I got stung some as a kid. We'd have kept, they been in the damn flower, we come in, we clap them. I clap one here, ass would turn just like that. Come on here. He throw that ass up. Listen, he was twerking. He was dropping that thing. Bah. He said, come on. And I clapped in the wrong way. I hit that shot in my hand. I said, whoa! That thing hit me. I caught something. You'll see the stinger step. They said, pull out. You can pull the sting out. Pull it out. You pull it out. Guess what? You just took away the power of it. You know why he let that happen now? I kind of realize it. Just telling y'all about it right now. Trying to show that's what I did with Qatar. So guess what happened? I didn't get all the effects of it. That's why Yahushua was able to get up. You know why you stay down? Because you still got it. Some stuff will stay down until the stinger work itself out. He said, I couldn't wait that long. He was like Fred Sample. His uncle, his great uncle, Buford Sample, he was in the Civil War and they were trying to save bullets. Y'all remember they told me, they said, don't shoot until you see the white. He said, why? He said, no, they said, don't shoot until you see the whites. He said, my cousin Buford Sample couldn't wait that long. Y'all never heard that? Don't shoot until you see the white eye. They were low on ammunition. So they say, if you can see the white eye, they close enough that you ain't wasting ammunition. But Buford Sample said, just shoot when you see the whites. Best information I ever heard. So now I'm telling y'all this so you kind of understand where a lot of this, our derision has come in from us. Because it made it, if you look, we didn't actually amount on him the way we supposed. He said, as the Kitab said. So where did you get it from that he couldn't say? The book say to the uttermost. So, but if he keep coming back down here, keep throw it back up, where did salvation to the uttermost? Because if he's doing all that, he's saying you can't be saved. Then we were told in the 6th chapter, that statement, wherein Elohim willing more, what was that again? More abundantly to show unto those that come in possession the immutability of his unchanging, confirmed it by that by two immutable things, unchangeable things, in which it was impossible. But you're going to have to say live, he keep popping down here getting crucified every 5 minutes. It's going to be hard to call him the truth if the man popping up every 5 minutes down here, keep going back and forth with that stick. He doing shit a corn dog can't do. Man, a corn dog can't keep that stick in his ass that long. In the corn dog, but I mean, it hurt. You told you got that man nailed up every 5 minutes. Come on, man. Come on. And it's because of the way we have, that's why I'm saying, people have messed us up. You done taste and fell away. Look what all the men told you had to happen. He said, seeing you crucified the man afresh and brought him to an open shame. He said, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to tell me one person could do. Let's just admit, you thought you were somewhere you went. Hold on, bro. Tell me one time. Tell me. My rule, I just left again. I just crucified him again. Stop it. Just stop it. Well, don't mess us up. Let's give you a good night. Y'all want to know about the 5th John? My Benin, little Benin children, these things I write to you that you may rather, if any, I ain't said, listen, I ain't telling to, but if he did, we have an advocate with the Abba, Yahushua Mashiach, the Sadiq, they put him. He was trying to tell you, it was important to know that if you commit guitar, guess what that means? Hello, what that mean? Hello? Okay, what that mean you commit guitar? It mean you, say what again? You're not, that mean you Roshan. That mean you wrong. Why I let another wrong person argue for you? Let me get somebody that's right. That's why I told you he was right. Let me get somebody right to stand instead. If you done sin, that means you went wrong. You went wrong. Then let me get somebody right to advocate for you. Can't let nobody advocate, I'm another sinner. Let me get him. Listen, Lord, I'm a sinner and Ken a sinner too. Both of y'all finna burn. Why y'all talking to me? You need someone that sits in a better place. That's the purpose of him. Understand this. Listen, come on.
And he is the propitiation.
Perpetuation. How many of y'all don't know what it means? Which is the gain. The gain or the regain. Because some of us had him, and some of us we're trying to get him back. Some of us hadn't had him, so it's a gain to the Goyim, to the other nations. For us, for the Yehudi, Yasharal, it's a regain. We had him before. Hello?
Sir.
So understand the perpetuation. He's the gain or the regain. Okay? Not that you were saved before, but Yasharal, we had him before. Y'all got it? Yes, so it's a regain. To the Gentile, it's a gain. Okay? Come on.
For our Kataim.
He said, for our Kataim. That's far as it go, Leon.
And not for ours only,
but
also for the Kataim of the whole alone.
I don't see how that's going to work. The man going up and down the pickle stick every 5 minutes. I mean, the man, listen, the man that corn dogging every couple of seconds. So many, hold on, stop. Somebody else say just fell away, Dave. And another one. And another. So, the man just stopped. Basically, he just got to stay there. Because there's a lot of folk down here still doing the same thing. The man's telling you, listen, I covered myself. I already knew that all of you wouldn't get this at the same time. So when it was written, it was going to help those that were going to be able to take the information. And guess what? This was stabilizing. For some of them who not yet gotten it yet, it's here already setting for you. It's a matter of when you're willing to turn to accept it. Now, it done left Yehudi. It done left Yasharal. It's for the whole of rights. You tell me that you were smart enough to set up for everybody, you just couldn't cover folk who fell away. He said, when I set it up where a man couldn't fall away. I set up where a man couldn't fall away. Only way you fall away, you just didn't have it. Ask Yehuda about the Ruach HaKodesh having it. Y'all remember when Yehuda had it? Oh, he had it, didn't he? Wasn't he up in the upper room when it sat on them? Hello? Didn't Yehuda have it? They called Judah. He fell. Didn't he fall away? And Yahushua testified that he fall, didn't it? And what did he say he lost? None? None? He didn't lose none? That's wild. He said, except the one that was already written about. That's the only one. What are writing about you? They said Dawood already talked about it. Let his table be a snare. They came back and said, "Dad, who wrote about it? That table was a snare." See, we've accepted stuff that people done told us, and we done went on him. Most of y'all, listen. Hell, over 7% of y'all done already condemned yourself. Don't even need no book. So he's standing right there, and the man ain't told you walk straight over there to Sheol and tip over. He even said, "I wasn't going to sing it. Now your ass doesn't fail." I wasn't going to sing, "Whoa!" You done now. Rushing your ass off somewhere instead of sitting down and hear the conclusion of the whole. That's why you can hear the conclusion of the whole matter. The whole one? The whole matter. Elohim. What was this? That's all I set you for. Fear, help par his shim, and just do what I told you to do. That's it. But a lot of y'all, how many of y'all here already condemned yourself? Put your hand up. Go ahead. I already condemned yourself. Because he can't save you. He only look. I don't blame you. Look at him. And here's not the gain or the regain for our What they mean? Sins. Mm-hmm. All we've done. What did they mean by was the SL? Couple of things. Sins and conjunction, not for ours only, but also for those of the whole world. I can see how y'all see. Ain't no way y'all could be saved. I just saw it too. It got to be impossible. Think about it. How could you be saved? He didn't even make room for you. Instead of thinking about you, worry about you, this man was trying to be the perpetuation for the Yehudi, for Yasharal, and for those that weren't, for the Goyim, the other nation, and for the whole world. And left you out. Can you imagine that? Didn't even think about you. Man, worry about the whole world, forgot about you. You don't see how we're going to make it. Forgot all about us. Do y'all still have that logic? The man did this for all the sins? For the whole world? Who did he leave out? Who outside? Now, unless you're Jupiter Mars, you're done. If you're a cheese baby, cheese head, if you're from Wisconsin or the moon, you cannot be saved. No cheese heads. How many of y'all from Wisconsin? How many of y'all from the moon? You can be saved. The night you can be saved. If you go move to Wisconsin or the moon, I can't tell you that. If you get on that Elon Musk, on that butt ship, and your ass land up there and can't get back, you done. You out there. The man, he only did it for the rocks. For the launch. He didn't do nothing for Mars and Jupiter. Okay? But for all of y'all, I know all y'all want to understand, raise your hand. They feel like you can't be saved. What didn't he do? What didn't he do? Y'all tell me. One of y'all just tell me. Somebody help us out. This is real talk. Don't worry about live stream. I ain't worry about that. I like to keep it real. Let me tell you something. I'm here to help everybody. Y'all got me? I want to do just like Daniel. I want to dissolve all your doubts. Just tell me, what did you just read that just told you you couldn't be saved? That you went too far and not you. All I need to hear, tell me where he forgot you at. Tell me how you were left out. Give me how you come to your conclusion. Not me, though. The only way you can say not me is because you won't do. You out. 100%. I ain't going to tell you no lie. You out. Anybody that won't do, you out, and you ought to be out. This is for opportunists. Y'all got it? But the way we counted ourselves out, that's because these people didn't know what they were doing, they were teaching. Tell me who left, Dave, tell me who left out. Sins, plural. What sin, Dave? That got all of them. Sins. And not for ours only. Who were there, who he was talking, but also for those of the, he just said world, because you know some nigga holler. People tell my time from another world. Your dumb ass right here. Your ass know what you are. Quit playing with yourself now. Whole world. Whole world. He covered it in no way, because he know, perpetuate for gain, regain. That still got everybody, because he know, I got them technical ass people. But see, I'm not in there, I'm in the world. Whole world. Yeah, but it's a world. He ain't said world. Because you know what? These are excuses we make. I got to talk about, I know I've been guilty of it. I'm only talking about it because I've been one of those people. One, did I taste and fall away? Did I taste and fall away? Are you serious? These people will let you leave with bad information because it's money made in it. It keeps people away from hope, or from your call, waiting for something, expecting something from him. They work off it. People feed off of our ignorance. I'm here like, damn, I'm only here to help dissolve all doubt. I don't know nobody that can't be saved. I know some people don't want to be saved. That's what the information here for. Let's see what he told you next.
And hereby we do know.
Hereby we what now?
We do know.
We figure.
We do know.
We're not quite sure.
We do know.
What do we know?
That we know him.
If we do what?
Keep his amar.
If I do what he said. What happened? Go ahead.
He that said, I know him.
And do what?
Keepeth not his amar.
Is what?
A kazar.
That's why I'm having a problem with this save and fall away stuff. Because if you know him, you'll keep his amar. He that said, I know him, and you don't keep his amar, he said, you're a liar, you're a kazar. And what did he say about the mot?
And the amar is not in him.
Because the mot would have freed him. He told you if you know the mot make you free. Mm-hmm. See, this is what you got to remember. The kata bounds you, holds you, keep you, just like they was in Mizraim. Pay attention. He that say, I knoweth him, or say they knoweth him, and don't keep it, is a liar. And their mot not in them. So they still captive, still held. You know when they came out of Mizraim? What is his name? That was part of their liberation. See, when you know their mot make you free. He told her, he said, listen, you gave me a lot of information. I really like that black and white stuff. Because I know Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney going to come out. It don't matter if you're black or white. He know they're going to come out. The snake trick, all that. Good stuff. They're going to want to know what is your name. They're going to want to know what is your shem. That was part of their liberation. Now he telling you about people saying they know him and don't keep it. You're a liar. You still bound. You still captive. If you still commit kata, you could have never been free. That don't make sense. What did he tell them at part of their liberation coming out of Mizraim? Hands. Tell me right quick. Tight. It's tight. It's tight. Part of their liberation. What was it? Good one. How about you should not go back to Mizraim? That didn't make sense. Why you think they were told not to go back to Mizraim? That would be just like you being circumcised again. You were not supposed to return. He was not letting them return. Anything, I'm cutting it up. There's no reason for you to go back. Don't look to go back there. And you know what we do? And part of, I can't be saved. I'm going back. I see you, LL. I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. You got to tell yourself, I don't think so. But why you keep saying it? And then his ass wound up in California. So you see how you can tell yourself something, but your action's doing something different. We have to say what we're going to do. You can put the power in words, or you can make words powerless. The effect is what you do. You got to believe it to a point that that's what you live and you walk by. I mean, people pray for me to fall. Damn, folk got kind of dolls sticking shit in it. All kind of camera. Give a shit about that stuff. You don't give people that kind of power. I only look to one. And I'm going to maintain, just like EU said. That is my goal, to maintain, to know and to walk by, to have confidence in what he said. That's what it is. And I understand it. I don't just say, well, he said it, that's it. That'll make sense. I need to understand it. Otherwise, my mind is going to question it. It's going to play with it and see what I can go and what did he really mean when he said it? Is it really that? Is what he said, or did he meant something else? So I need to make sure I got clarity. That keeps me away from. Some woman come in, titty right here, I'm getting a titty. But is this actually lust and adultery? I'm not sure. Let me hold both of them. When he's saying don't touch, is it touch tip finger or whole hand? That's what he meant. I'm clear on what he told me. I'm clear. It makes sense when he told a man about lust that he already committed adultery in his law. When they touched it, he said, you already just as well ate it. Hello? So it kept me away from the desire of. Before I get to the intent of doing, the desire of, he told me, become a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know what's amazing with that? And you know what? And how many agree with that? That's okay with what he said. I agree with it. And you know what people got a problem with? When they lock your ass up for conspiracy. That's not you done it. You were intending to do it. And that be a crime. Conspiracy. You were conspiring to do it. When Ananias and Sapphira did, he said, how was it you conspired in your love with him? And then he got him, so you conspired with him. How was it you consented to? Both of y'all was in this together. You had a choice in the matter. And that's the way you got to look at it. He's given us choices to accept and to walk and to walk and be in harmony with him in liberty, because he's a free Elohim. You can't serve him as no slave. Not no slave or nothing else, because it's going to contradict. We saw that in Mizraim. They're trying to serve him. You got other commitments. You got to be free to serve him. Y'all know that? That's why white folk keep you bound up in this system. When you bound down this system, you can't serve him like you want to. Hello? I'm telling you. And that's the same thing sin do for you. It won't let you. You got other prior commitments. Some of y'all willing to walk in your own destruction. I watch it. Tell you, I can tell some of y'all stuff. I watch y'all tell y'all something. Yeah, that's it. Right there and there do it. I said, most dangerous thing I ever seen. Told Balaam not to do something. You know what Balaam did? He came back to ask him, could he do it? He said, go ahead. Just tell him what I tell you to tell him. And that wound up being a downfall too. I clearly told you not to curse this arm. I told you not to go with these people. Why would you come back and ask me again about it? I just trying to check for clarity. I just want to be clear. See, we like to aggravate. We like to play with. You don't realize this stuff be your own destruction. But I appreciate the fact that he put an advocate down. So then what he said, he who says that he knoweth him and keepeth not his amar command is a kazab, and the amar is not in, he fell away from it. That means he tasted and he fell away. See that? Tasted and fell away. He wasn't keeping it because of what? Why wasn't he keeping it? Because it wasn't in him. He fell away from nothing. It wasn't in him. It must say when you throw a seed, because you see it popping up, he told you stuff don't contain, it ain't got no roots. You assumed it was a plant and growing. Some of that stuff falls to the wayside. He told you about some growing and said that. He said it don't have no root to continue. You can do it for a period of time, but you ain't going to be able to do it for the long substance. And that's what we'll confuse. And get what happened? You know, I used to be saved one time. I was saved 5 times. Damn. Your last name must be Jackson. Jackson. We full, by the way. If you clap, appreciate it. Yeah, we full. That's why I see who honest. Some fella out. Quit clapping. But see what I'm saying? A lot of times we look for things. We just need understanding. People are not stupid and dumb. It's just people hadn't been truthful with us. Because they hadn't even been truthful with themselves. Y'all all right? Yes, sir. I ain't going to hold y'all out now. Let me give y'all a little bit more. I'm going to let y'all go. So y'all go home and go to sleep. Some of y'all go home and stay up because y'all don't have your nap. Come on. Listen. 4 or 5.
But
Listen.
whoso keepeth his debar, in him Amun is the Ahab of Elohim Tamim. Hereby know we that we are in him.
Mm-hmm.
He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to halak, even as he halak.
See that? That's how you identify. That's how he said they know they were in him. He said because then it'd be complete. So you start to look at the completion. Y'all got it? And he talked about anybody saying they abide is stay. He said, then if you do, then you ought to halak. You ought to walk the same way. There's a pattern that should be followed. And that's the thing that we're trying to make sure we're doing versus we just taking our own minds, start make up our own ideology, and start to define or cancel ourselves out based off of how we feel or what we're thinking. How we feel and what we thinking has absolutely no heroin to what's a moth. So that's why it's important to establish something. For those of you that, how many of y'all honestly want to be saved? Then you honestly have to look at self. You honestly have to look at self. You have to look at self to the end of, what do you believe? Sometimes you believe more in yourself. Because if I believe I can't be saved and the man tell me I can be saved, who I believe more in? I believe in more of my ability to resist him than it is his ability to be able to come in and be able to regulate. That's what he's saying. He's saying my will's stronger than your will. I can break your will. Yeah, I can't be saved. I'm saying you can. I put everything I have, all you got to do is application. Yeah, I know I can't be saved. And yet the book described it right, the Sefer, yea, O Eve. Who has resisted his will? He said, for this cause, I raised Pharaoh up. Pharaoh didn't do nothing he didn't have Pharaoh that he didn't want him to do. These were indicated in case of him showing you there is no one that, it's the will of the Abba for us to get this. And if there's a design your Lord to do this, he'll give it to you. But you're almost to a point of feeling that though your will is stronger than his, and that's dangerous. You have to believe in the power of Elohim being greater than the power of yourself. This man can keep you in, but there's a key. Why I can't be saved? Why I can't get that peace? I want peace so bad. Y'all just don't know. Sometimes I just wake up and I just start crying and yelling. I want peace. I want peace. I want peace. Then a hole come in. You don't get it, peace, hole. Don't worry about it. Listen, it's a mathematical. I see some folks on that Kingdom Road. That Kingdom Road coming. Them extra long clappers. Now I already see the game of y'all. But I just want us to really understand that we do possess an ability. Because everything he's given us is on command. You have to be willing to accept the command. That's all it is. You got to be willing to accept the command above how you feel, above whatever your health or your financial status is, above, well, I got these hang-ups, above. You have to allow that to come in and let that resonate over. Let it overtake that. It is. I've been put on a sedative, and I fought it. They had to stop and take it. He keep fighting it because I was not finna do it. I'm like, I'm not coming under it. And you know, you learn, you'll fight. You know what they took? I remember one day they would take us a wheel because of hell. One day running, they was like, well, you going? I said, I don't have no problem with him. They said, well, one day you gonna have a problem. I said, but I don't have no problem with him. Yeah, best we take him out. I got piss all over him. Hear you in my mouth, taking something ain't no problem. Trying to tell me what the hell I'm gonna have later. If I ain't got no problem, leave me damn alone. But anyway, they put that damn thing, breathe in. I stopped. They said, stop. They said, stop breathing out. Where you breathing, the gas, you gonna knock us out. They said, we gotta stop. I said, I don't like that. I ain't like the way it make me feel. I ain't want to be under control of it. They said, just stop fighting, succumb to it. I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, my body was like, I can't take that. I wouldn't want that to be the case with Yahuwah word. Now, I fought that and I resisted because my body didn't feel comfortable. They said, people do it all the time. That's them. I don't know where the hell. It ain't working with me. I don't like it. I ain't like the feel of it. My body was resistant to it. It wasn't taking it. I was not taking it. We weren't talking me into it. I said, I got to deal with the pain, but that's not going to work, and we ain't going to try it no more. I don't want that to be the case with him. That I'll fight it. I'll resist it because of my body, because of my wants, because of my what I want to do, and it puts me in a situation. He said, let's just forget about it. We have to learn how to accept it. Hello, you do. You have to learn to accept it. Even when he told you, I stay at the door, and what did he say do? I'll kick it. I'll climb through the window, Shamaim. What he told you? Acceptance. You have to accept me. He said, I ain't forcing my win. Why he not? He had power, he can't get through the door? He don't have the right key to get in there? I want you to accept me in. I don't want this to be forced. I don't know what he talking about force. He never forced nothing on us. I want you to become accepted of the will. It works better that way. Versus got to be fought and pushed on you because you keep struggling against. I don't want you to struggle. I want you to become accepted of. Y'all got it? After all, at the end of the day, it's for all our salvation. That's two.